Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, but most importantly, if you would like to join the debate, simply click the link in the info box below this video to join the discussion and express your views on the shape of the Earth. There are a couple of rules in the Hangout. Number one, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show, as this increases the live audience and that in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you are new to the channel or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. I'm going to transition across to my photograph so I can set up a couple of aspects of the show, as we do have a guest but I can't hear him at the moment, so I'm just going to go to the photos just for a couple of seconds just so I can sort that out, and then I will introduce our first guest. If I turn my amplifier on, wouldn't it? Excuse me, little chicken. Oh, I tell a lie. We don't have a first guest. Maybe do some shout outs. How you doing, The Rig? Good to have you. Bill G. Nice to see you. Level Lee. Thanks for being here. Hoot Yube claims he was first. How you doing, YouTube? Good spot with the bit of yellow on the lighthouse, by the way. Excellent spot, in fact. And nice to see you, Adam. And I think that is our cue to get our first guest in. Let's have a little look. Yes. How you doing, Ranty? Good to have you.
Yeah, not too bad. Happy to be here.
Oh, why can't I hear you?
Is that an echo?
Oh, I know why. There we go. How are you, Ranty?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Not too bad at all. No complaints from me. Let's transition so we've got the Hangout and chat up. Not particularly well organised this morning, I won't lie, but I think we're on the road now.
Yeah, I was doing a little more research last night and this morning, and I think before the end of the show's finished, we'll have the nail in the coffin, so to speak, of this argument as regards to the Isle of Man.
Have you found something new? Is it something I'm familiar with
already? Certainly have.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Oh, excellent.
And it's been there all along. I mean, it's been very visible. We've just
not seen it.
Completely ignored it. So I decided to find out what that actually was today, and you'll be quite, when you see it, it'll just blow your mind, because it'll be like, oh, holy hell, why didn't we realise that originally?
So which end of the island, north or south? Oh, he's gone already. Internet connections for Ranty. Hopefully Ranty will rejoin. Can't imagine he's been sniped out, as he's literally only just started. There we go. So which end of the island is it, north or south?
It's in the south.
In the south? Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, now I've got absolutely no idea what it is then.
Okay, well, maybe we should do it in a different way. Maybe I should tell you what I found, and maybe I should ask you to try and find it on the image.
I'm up for that.
You happy to try that then?
Yeah, I'll have a go. I'll just go and get my image while you start.
Got okay, Arwin, are you there, mate?
That a real Arwin? Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Hello.
Hello, Arwin.
Is this live yet?
Yes, it is actually. I just didn't put an advert out first.
All right. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, what's on the menu today?
Well, today we're just eating the rest of the globe Earth model with this Isle of Man composite.
Okay,
and
I've got my picture up on my iPad, so
cool.
I've got your composite up, I should say.
You've got the composite up?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Not on
okay,
screen, just on my iPad, just because it's better resolution, so I can find things easier. So I can't show I can't show the audience, but I can have a look myself.
Oh, you're not going to share? It'd be better if you could do this actually live.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a test.
Okay, yeah, cool. Just give me a second.
So maybe you should. The thing that you need to be looking for.
Oh, Ranty's got dodgy internet. While he sorts out his internet, I'll bring up that photo.
I think Ranty got. Oh, he's back.
No, he's just got dodgy internet.
Ah, right, I'm back. Right, okay. Can you hear me?
I can?
Yeah.
Okay, so the place you need to be looking for is Castletown Golf Links. That's Castletown, all one word, and then golf, and then another word, links, Links. And I want you to find that on the composite.
Okay, I'm struggling to find the photo though. Can you do it with this, Ranty? Just because I'm struggling.
Okay.
Can't find the file.
If I must. Right,
I just normally look at it on the iPad and it's easy to access. I don't normally have it up on the computer.
Right, hang on.
Hey, can I make a bit of a comment while Ranty's working that out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It seems like the whole Isle of Man is getting some traction. Dorka actually mirrored the Hangout, and it seems to be getting some coverage. And also a pleasant surprise, again, this happens every now and then, that on Russia Today, they sometimes mention Flat Earth. And yesterday there was an article, like on the front page, basically, like with photo and everything, of a mention of the rocket launch that IPS organized that thing that was postponed and got back to it. And I left some comments, and this time there was a big difference. Namely, that my posts, my pro-Flat Earth posts and references, and I even name-dropped the Isle of Man thing in the Flat Earth debate, so thank me later, they actually got a lot of upvotes. That's never happened before. Like in previous Flat Earth related articles, whenever I commented, yeah, you get the usual ridicule and standard Glober nonsense. Where's the edge? But never really got any votes. This time I really got a lot of upvotes. That's new. It's very interesting. So
Yeah,
just
good news.
wanted to mention that.
Yeah, you did send me the article about the rocket launch from RT.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, very, very interesting that the tables seem to be turning. So Thomas Sheridan made a video a couple of days ago saying, you know, I've got a lot of hate from flat earthers, probably because he was anti-flat earth. But, you know, I'm open to talk about it. So that was Thomas Sheridan's most recent thing. Now, considering he's Irish and has chatted to me on Flat Earth UK, I would assume he's at least vaguely aware of this, you know, Irish observation. So I would hope that was the reason why he was talking about it. We don't know. But, yeah, it just seems to come in, maybe just a coincidence, but nice to know that people like Thomas Sheridan are suddenly saying, oh, I'm open to the idea of talking about Flat Earth. And he's absolutely staunchly against Flat Earth. But okay, Ranty, I saw your images, but I've no idea what it is or where it is.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing.
Did show you what I found, then, or
Yeah. Show us what you found. I'm absolutely hooked. Sorry to cut you off, Al. We were just halfway through it when you joined.
Okay. Let me know when I'm sharing.
Yeah, ready when you are.
Okay. So what we're going to go down to is the original composite, and this is.
Oh, you're not sharing though.
Here.
You're not sharing at the moment.
I'm not sharing.
Anything.
Not yet, no.
Oh right, okay. Just bear with me. So. Oh, that's right. I got cut off, didn't I, for some reason? Okay. Right. The original composite.
Yeah.
And there's the lighthouse. Obviously, on the enhanced image up here, you can see that a little bit better. But we also have.
Guys, this is not showing on the actual Hangout.
Is it not
The
showing?
slideshow is still going
It is.
there.
Just click on his face.
Oh, right, okay.
So I've changed the way I run the show.
Hangout
So
and YouTube, the
Sure.
slideshow is still going.
oh right, so it is. Sorry, absolutely right. Sorry, Ranty. Well
No
spotted.
worries. No worries.
Well spotted, Alwyn. Sorry.
So,
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
am I sharing now?
You are now, yes.
So there's
changed
the
a couple of
lighthouse,
things, my apologies.
which we know. That's the lighthouse. And there we have this square type protrusion that was sticking up here, and it's in every single frame. You know, I've been going through the frames this morning. I can give you an idea of what I've been doing. Yeah, let's just go on to any one of these. Just move that hangout out of the way, actually.
This is an island.
This is an island, yeah. This is in the south. So if I
You're
just
telling me this
scroll into
box behind the lighthouse, 145 miles away, you found it?
Yeah, you see, this is where the lighthouse is here. This is me just adjusting the contrast to sharpen this particular image here. On every single frame that I've gone on, this object is here.
Oh, we've lost him again. Still, if he's identified a building in Ireland, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's like a few miles up Mirage. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's about 3 miles miraged up perfectly so we can identify it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's 3 miles behind the curve and he's identifying stuff. Amazing. I think one of the things he was intending to do was start pulling out a few of the other frames. So if you imagine that Anthony would have waved his camera over that part of Ireland for about half a second as he panned the camera and then panned back again, maybe a second at the most, but in that second he would have caught 15 frames of that lighthouse and Ireland. So it means that you can literally go in and pull out other frames. You don't have to use that one that Ranty used for the composite. You can just use different frames, as long as it's from the same video. Obviously, a bit dishonest if we didn't use the same video. But yeah, so he's done exactly that, and presumably that's how he's found it while he's been picking out those other 15 frames, or at least I assume. You're back on, Ranty, and you're presenting as well.
Hello?
Yeah, you're all presenting again.
Yeah, I'm presenting again, right? My connection's pretty crap today for whatever reason. But on every image, it's here. Every single image, doesn't matter which one I go to. This is there, here. I'll just scroll in and show you again. Can you see this? Big
it's a bit less because it's a low contrast one. This, isn't it?
Would you want to go on the? I can try a different. Which one's this? Lighthouse filters. So I need lighthouse frames. So over here again,
That's
you
better.
can see the protrusion.
Yeah, I see it.
Next frame, it's still there. I mean, I can show you the video actually. That might be a little bit better. If I show you the video as it pans up, if I pause, I can't pause it there. If I paused it there, can you see?
Yeah, it's a little square box.
Square box. Yeah, okay. So when we go to Google Earth, I'm going to get rid of that there. Here we have this building called, what was it called now? The golf course. Hang on, I'll show it you up here. Castletown Golf Course. And that's an image of it here. Here's another image of it. Big square, sitting on the hill. It's the only thing actually that, if we have a look on here, this will give you a better idea of it. Where the marker is here is the Castletown Golf Course. There's Langness Lighthouse.
It's me, don't kick me.
There's Langness Lighthouse. Yeah. And then when we come in here, we have the Castletown Golf Links, which is here. And when we go on Google Earth, can you see? Here it is, sitting on the hill. Massive building. To the right-hand side of the lighthouse, which is here. And if I put a line of sight in, actually, you'll see that it doesn't actually, it isn't obscured by anything.
Was that a factory building?
Golf course.
No, it's a golf course. It's
No,
a big
the other one with the, you just showed it, that one.
Oh, we've lost him again.
Oh.
He will be back. I'm a bit confused now because I thought he said it was in Ireland, but it's not. It's on the Isle of Man, but it's on the very, most southern peninsula that we found the island on, or Ranty found the island on. So
It should be sticking out right over the refraction zone.
well, it seems to be.
If
So,
there is any
yeah.
stacks, at least, on there. And that's why I asked. It looks like an industrial building, like a factory or something. It's really big, or a big warehouse, so maybe something is sticking out.
Yeah, golf course. You're back.
I'm back.
You are.
Right. I don't know what keeps
Not sharing, but
happening.
back.
Sorry?
Not sharing, but back.
Not sharing, but back. Okay, cool. Right, I'll share again then. Hopefully, might just get to finish this presentation at some point. the first time I've had issues like this. But yeah, if you look at the map, this is a direct line of sight to the golf course. There's the lighthouse, which is here. And here we have the Douglas, which is on the end here. You know, the 3 lights on the entrance to Douglas on the hill. And if I show you the image again, I'll show you the image again. We've got the 3 lights on the hill. Then we have the golf course, which is here. And then we have the lighthouse, which is here.
So that golf course is on a hill?
Yeah.
How high up is that hill? Because this is sticking pretty damn high up, really.
There we go.
Okay.
There's another one sitting on the hill. It's the same image, but it's sitting on the hill.
But how high up is that? Because, yeah, it must be pretty high up that you can actually see it.
Well, you can see that the building itself is probably at least 4 stories high. That already takes it far higher than the lighthouse.
Okay.
Are you saying you've got that identified?
Yeah, absolutely.
Show me. Let me see.
I've just been through it.
I know.
On the image, it's hide, right? We have this blob that's always been there. You know, this big square thing.
Are you saying that's the golfing building?
That's the golfing building. Absolutely. Oh. There's the golfing building. There's the entrance to Douglas here with the lights on the side. So you're looking for something that's relatively close to the lighthouse. And there it is. There's the lights entrance to Douglas. There's the direct line of sight to the golf course. And there's the lighthouse on the end.
Any chance you can check the elevation on that, Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back already. Can you
Wow,
show us on Google Earth and just show us the elevation? Because I've got to agree with Arwin off the bat that it looks quite high.
I'm back, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm back, yeah.
Yeah, but I've got to agree with Arwin off the cuff. It just sounds like it looks quite high.
Yeah.
So what's the elevation?
Exactly. What is it?
Right.
Because it's sticking out over the Irish mountain, so it must be pretty high.
According to this, the elevation appears to be 25 feet.
25 feet is the ground it sits on.
Yeah, it looks.
And the building itself, how high is that?
I don't know how high the building is.
But it's a 4-story building, so
4 stories is tall, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably 100 feet tall. So you're looking at probably 125 feet in total, and the lighthouse is about 80.
What's the name of the golf course?
Castletown Golf Links.
Okay, so it's roughly 40 to 50 feet higher than the lighthouse, basically.
Yeah.
So proportionately, it would be halfway between those lights at Douglas Head and the lighthouse in terms of its elevation.
Exactly. And it's absolutely in the exact same spot. I've triangulated it. I know this is what we're looking at. It's the same. It's square on top, just like the actual building is. There's no doubt.
So is that building further away or closer than the lighthouse?
I'm hoping Ranty will restart his computer because he's got a bit of an internet. Maybe restart your computer.
I keep dropping and keep coming back. I think it's the internet connection.
Oh, it's not the computer.
No.
Maybe it's Google. It's just disappointed because, the snipers they used to do it, and now Google's like, hey, wait, no snipers. Okay, I'll take over.
But yeah, absolutely. You know, I've been working on this for the last 2.5 hours, and it's beyond conclusive that that's what it is. I just thought it might have been something on the hills in Ireland, and then I thought, actually, what happens if there's something in that location? And I went there, and boom, it's the only thing it's the only building in that location, and it's the only building that stands on a hill and is prominent and is massive, like a big hotel.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
And that just helps. That just adds more weight to the argument about where the lighthouse is.
And if you think about it from the perspective of in that last little hangout we did, the 12-minute one yesterday, the ballers believe that we're looking at Ballacannel on the right-hand side. yet we don't see any lights from it whatsoever. And I'm below that town on a flat plane. On a ball Earth, I'd probably be online with it when you cancel out the arc of the Earth and maybe a little bit above it. You'd expect to see those lights, but on a flat Earth, you wouldn't expect to see the lights because you're below it, right? It's kind of interesting the perspective it's putting on the overall image, because this is consistent with the Bala-Canal point that I made yesterday, that I'm below all this. And if you look at where that sits on the horizon, it's right on the horizon. It's like, for me, that's consistent with being on a flat plane, because that's what you'd expect to see.
Yeah, but you know what? On a ball, on a literal physical ball, everything would look like you're a fish in a bowl. You wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't see that far. Nobody would see that far ever, no matter the air conditions or anything. So it's just, yeah, we can actually see far, and that we intuitively understand that it is possible to see that far just counters the entire literal globe argument. So we're not fish in a bowl. We're humans on a flat plane.
I just found one more image that, if you want to present me, I can show you. This is the Castletown golf links, and you can see how it, in relation to the hills and everything around it. And just the design of it, the shape of it and everything. It's like a big oblong block. And then when you go back to the actual image itself, this is what you're seeing.
So
there, look.
So what basically it appears to be the case that we not only see the lighthouse, we see the golf course. It happens in the right place. It looks about the right size.
Yeah. There's no doubt that is absolutely it.
What do you think, Nate?
As you zoom in on it, Ranty, it does seem to have a different type of definition to the background.
Oh yeah, because it's a building.
Closer. It's more defined than the fuzzy background. Oh, we've lost him again.
Wow. Hey, it seems that since you closed the Hangout links, the Globers have gone back to spamming.
I'm back.
Fallback position. Like, hey, if you can't get in the way, if you can't drop your nastiness all over the place, just spam.
Message
They're
from
so
chat.
basic. They're so basic.
Message from chat. It says, that looks nothing like that building, Ranty.
Oh, is that Mark Taylor? Right. Yeah, I'm sharing again, but you can see, obviously, that's how it appears. You know, obviously, you'd be looking at it from the other direction, but that's exactly what you'd expect to see. It's just above the hill, and it's a big square, well, oblong-shaped. On here, well, just above the hill, big oblong shape, sticking out prominent.
This is what's got to be debunked, basically, hasn't it? You know, for all the guys that are focusing on the north end of the island and trying to worry about stuff that's...
There's Douglas. We know that's Douglas. We know that's the golf course now. There's the lighthouse. All matching up. All of it. And that there, this hilly area here, is simply, when I go back up here, it's just here, this area, these two hills here, especially this one. It's about 120 meters or so.
And joined by Mark Taylor. How you doing, Mark? Good to have you.
Yo, what's up, Nathan?
How much? Sky, clouds,
I'll come and join the clown show, see how he's doing after you got rejected by Globebusters.
Hey, Globebusters cancelled because of me, apparently.
No, it's Nathan, wasn't it? They didn't want Nathan on the show.
I've
No,
not
they
been in
cancelled
touch with
me.
Globebusters
No.
for 11
I got-
months. So no, Mark, I haven't been in touch with them for 11 months.
No, they cancelled because of me, not because of Nathan. According to Bob. So what have you got to say, Mark? Have you got some magic interpretation here? Oh, give me 2 minutes.
Looks like he's dropped. Still there, Mark? No, he's gone.
Hmm.
Clearly,
He
Mark didn't
wants
want to get
to-
into that conversation after all. Maybe he's having internet problems too. There we go.
Oh,
How you doing, Mark? Can you hear us? Hello? Can you hear us, Mark?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. I was just about to boot you.
Nice, okay. I got removed by one of them three, so I'll just come back in on another account.
Fair enough. You didn't swear. You're still welcome.
Oh, it's okay. Just wondering why they're sniping me out of the hangout, Nathan.
No, ask them.
So sniping's okay now, then?
No, sniping's not okay, Mark. There's nothing I can do about it.
Okay, well, I've just removed them anyway. So they can
No.
come back in on Skype. I didn't have that available to me.
So you've just literally confessed to sniping 2 of my guests out.
No, 3.
All right. Well, I'll
Well, they
eject.
sniped me, Nathan, so how am I supposed
Yeah, I'll
to...
eject you as well then. No, sniping's not welcome here. There's nothing I can do about sniping, Mark. So no, it's not okay for you to join and snipe people.
Yo.
Did everybody get sniped?
Yeah, Mark sniped
Yeah.
everybody, so I removed him.
Yeah, he's just a prick.
I'm surprised he even shows his face. Doxing people, generally being vermin.
Well, to be
I mean-
fair, I would have left the call anyway because I don't want to speak to him after what he said about me.
Well, you know what, Nathan? I don't even know why you even put the open Hangout link in there anymore.
Well, because I want people to come in and discuss the shape of the Earth. Simple as that, Arwin.
Yeah, but do they? Do they still do that? Because what I've been seeing the last few weeks is that there's just this sniper coming in. So even new Globers that want to discuss it, nobody gets a chance. So maybe there's another way to contact newer Globers, like just tell them to message you or something. Like, hey, if you're genuinely interested in having an open discussion and not getting offensive and everything, contact me indirectly, and I'll send you a personal link. So
I don't
we
need
can
to. I can just
exclude
publish
all
the link.
these.
You know, I've worked my
trolls.
way around that, Arwin, so I don't have to do that. But I want the link to be public. Anybody can
Okay.
join. All are welcome. How you doing, Hellboy?
Alright.
Good to have you.
Hey, what's up?
Sky, sun, moon, things like that.
Sun, moon, that's what's up.
Refraction, that's up.
Got it. How you all been, man? It's been a while since I've been on here.
Jane.
Some drama went down
Just-
between y'all and some other peoples.
Just waiting for Globies to come in and see what they can prove and what they can't prove. I mean, we've got it pretty much wrapped up. We can identify specific buildings at 50 miles away
What
that should be
happened?
like three-quarters
I've
of a
been
mile
totally
behind
out of the
the
loop. I don't even know. I just heard there's some drama and like some people don't try to come to your chat, some shit like that. Is that true?
well, they're cornered, you see. They won't come in. They call it a protest, but in real world,
Some shit like
they're
that?
retreating because they can't prove we see stuff that we shouldn't be seeing. They call it a protest, but really it's a retreat. And anyway, the embargo has been lifted anyway. Rumpus has been in, so unless Rumpus is going to get sacked.
But really, seriously, like for weeks now, ever since the Isle of Man Globers, they have nothing. They have
They don't.
absolutely nothing left. The only thing they have left is how long can you postpone answering a basic question? And some of them actually managed to pull it off for like 2 hours, 1.5 hours, which is kind of impressive. But yeah, that's all they got. All they can do now is just waste our time. And
Well,
that's what you're
Hellboy.
doing.
Hellboy's been kicked.
Well, the door's open for
Hellboy's-
anybody who feels they can debunk what's being put forward. So what we're
Hi.
saying is we're seeing Ireland at 145 miles. How you doing, Rene?
Yeah, hi.
Good to have you.
So I'm back for a short moment. I hope I'm
The
not
only problem
getting
is
kicked
Rennie's going to get sniped because we have someone sat there in the back sniping them.
Well, we'll see how he gets on.
Well, listen, can I say something about satellite communication?
Of course.
I know we're talking about, as you said, we should talk about the shape of the Earth, no matter what kind of evidence we got. Last time I talked about what kind of satellites Greenland uses communication with remote parts, and I said they were using Immersat. That's not right. That was wrong. I'm sorry. It's Intelsat they're using. Did you get that?
Can you spell it?
Intel as the chip company, and then SAT. I can say I'll send you a link about it. I know it's in Danish, but you should be able to Google Translate it.
Okay. And since when is that system active, if I may ask?
It's, I mean, that has been active since, what, at least 20, 30 years?
All right, so since the 90s, late 80s.
Since the satellites came up.
Well, I think satellites have been used for a while now. It's only been rampantly used when telecommunication has started up with mobile phones and everything. That's when they really started to pump them out. But before that, there were still satellites. But you're saying it's been around since roughly the 90s. Okay, fine.
What's the link then that you just put in, Nathan?
Anyway, because
that's the
I'm
link he sent us. Sorry, it's just a bit noisy here at the minute.
I'm trying to figure out behind the scenes. It's like, when did they transition using basic land tower systems for satellites, as it were, that they just used the tower systems, which they did earlier on. And then when did they transition into actually using balloons or the more advanced systems? Let's just call it like that. Because I think that they did actually start to use balloons at one point. I'm not sure entirely when this started. I think they started the 21st century somewhere. Started to really use the balloons. But I'm not too sure about that.
We do have a guest in the hangout. How you doing, Billy? Can you hear us? Earth to Billy, can you hear us?
Yeah, hi Nathan. Are you going to give me the chance to address the claims and then I'll leave? The allegations made against me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, just try to be audible.
Randy claims that I've doxed him. I didn't dox him.
Yeah, you did.
I got the information off Anthony Riley. Riley gave me the information. Because of his incompetence, he screen shared Ranty's name, Shane Cook. I had his name. I didn't do nothing about it. Then Ranty started threatening me, saying that he had my IP address and he was going to come and visit me. I told him, please do. He didn't. Then he started making threats about he's going to dox me. So I said to him, don't try and dox me, Ranty. I'm giving you a warning. He continued to make the threats, and then he started posting articles about what he said that was me. So he clearly doxed me. I warned him again to stop posting the documents.
So that was you then? That postman is you then?
Which he didn't stop. So then,
did he dox you or not?
That's when I doxed him. Yeah.
Oh,
second
did Ranty dox you or not then?
Second time, Anthony Riley, he doxed himself. He used his own name. He gave the name of his company, and I didn't do nothing about it. Not once. Then you, Nathan, you gave me his mobile number. So I had Riley's mobile number.
I gave you his mobile number?
Yeah, you gave me
I don't even know you.
Yeah, it was your incompetence again, Nathan.
No, tell me how. I'd love to know how I gave you his mobile number, because I don't even think I've got his mobile number.
You doxed him. Yeah,
I haven't even got his mobile number.
You did.
In any event, Mark.
Have I got your... Hold on a second, Anthony. Have I got your mobile phone number?
I don't think so, actually.
Anthony shared something with you with his mobile phone number in it because of your incompetence, Nathan.
Hold on, you're saying he shared something with me with his mobile. I know I haven't got Anthony Riley's mobile phone number. I've never called him on a mobile phone. So now you're saying something different. Now you're saying he shared something with me. So is this my incompetence?
No, you shared something with us, with the whole community, Nathan. Because, like I said, because you, Riley, and Randy are so incompetent, you shared all the information. I haven't doxed anyone. It's actually been you lot that's been doxing, not me.
What have I shared? That's what I'm asking.
Andy Riley started threatening me, saying that he's going to post documents, and then he started doing this article. So that's why I doxed him.
What are you talking about?
You don't seem to answer my question, Mark. So what have I shared with you?
My time,
Mark, you've told me that I've shared a phone number with you.
Anthony knows what document he shared with you, with his mobile number in it. If he's not giving you his mobile
they're
number,
both denying it. Stop making
It just
up
doesn't
this
seem to make any sense, Mark. You've just told the audience
Mark.
that I shared his phone number with you, and I don't have his phone number.
Yes, you will.
And I don't know
might
what
not know
you're on
have his
about,
phone
and I
number,
haven't
but you
doxed
do have
you or
his phone
threatened
number, and
you
the
with anything,
document he
Mark.
shared
It's not
with you.
worth
So you're the post,
You shared
you're the
on
postman,
screen
are you
with
then?
everyone else, Nathan.
Mark?
Yeah.
Mark,
So you
the
are the
postman,
postman, Mark.
he said he's been doxed.
Yeah.
Mark,
He's
That's the bit
admitted that he's been doxed, so he is the postman. Makes sense.
No, I'm not.
I'm
not the postman.
Talked to
I'm
a
not the
suck puppet of
postman.
Tim
Mark,
Austin.
But it still doesn't
Sabotage.
alter the fact. It still doesn't
Mark
alter
is
the
the
fact.
postman.
It still
That's
doesn't alter the
cool.
fact, Renty, that you believed it was me, so you went ahead and doxed
No,
me after I warned you not to.
You just said
you were doxed, Mark.
you just said you were doxed. So you're the postman.
Yeah, but in all intents and purposes, it was me, Randy, because you believed
Mark
it
is a
was me.
dox worker.
So as far as I'm concerned, you doxed me. So that's why I done what I done.
Mark is a
Every
dox
time I've
worker and
ever
he
rung you,
smells
Randy,
fishy.
Off you go,
I told
Mark.
you I was going to ring you, and you said please
Come on,
do.
Mark, off you
So
go.
don't make out I've rung you
No one
when
listens to
and
you,
I haven't
Mark.
been
You're a
asked to.
waste
You
of
asked me
space.
to
You've
ring
just
you,
come
Randy.
in and
I've
you've
never
just
threatened your
tried
mum,
to
so
you've
stop
just
telling
tried
lies, Randy.
to cause division between us by saying that Nathan's given out Anthony's number.
Yes, he has.
And then you basically
Yes, he has.
came in, so we know
Yes,
you're
he
lying
has.
straight away, and you basically just admitted that you're the postman. So hey,
No, I
hey
haven't
ho.
done that, Randy. No, you
Yes, you did.
see, this is
You
what I
just said
mean.
you was
See,
doxed.
this is what I mean, Randy. You're so incompetent. You don't listen to what I'm saying. To all intents and
Just
purposes,
said
you
you
did
was
I'm
doxed.
sorry to
What
interrupt you,
you
Mark.
say.
I'm really
Because you
sorry,
believed
guys.
it was
Hold
me.
on. I've got to be honest, Mark. When you said address the claim, I assumed you meant address the claim that we can see Ireland at 145 miles, not all this nonsense about doxing.
No,
can't
this is the
address
nonsense
anything. He can't
because
even address
I've
himself.
not had the right to reply because I've stayed away for a week to let you get on with this nonsense about Isle of Man. But Randy continues
Mark,
to push
no one
the
cares
forward
what you say,
story
Mark.
that I'm ringing up his
This
family.
This is
It's
really
like-
unimportant,
Which is not a lie.
Mark. So I've got to be honest, Mark. This thing about
which is
doxing,
a lie.
as much as you might have your gripes with them and they might have your gripes with me, I don't care either way about any of it. I'm not intentionally sharing people's information. If I have, I'm very sorry to Anthony.
Right.
However, what you guys do with the information you find out online, that's the thing I have an issue with. Both of you, all three of you. If you're any of you threatening each other with doxing, it's not on. Now, all I really care about with you here, Mark, is you're saying this nonsense about the Isle of Man. I'd love to hear why you think it's nonsense.
Because it is nonsense, Nathan. It's not Ireland. I mean, like you keep switching between the Isle of Man and Ireland. 1 minute it's Ireland, next minute it's the Isle of Man.
It's water, right? It's water because it's
Riley
a
hasn't
curve,
mentioned
right?
Ireland for days now.
Can we just hear him, Arwen? Just let him
He was
speak.
in Discord the other day saying it's the Isle of Man. No one can debunk my Isle of Man. So which is it, the Isle of Man or Ireland? I mean, you lot can never make your mind up. And what's the point to keep going around flat Earth channels telling people? I thought you was going to go out and tell the world. I mean, surely if this is the best flat Earth evidence that you've ever seen, and I've been involved in this now for 2 years, so if it's the best evidence you've ever seen, why are you still on flat Earth channels? It's like a vicar going around churches on a Sunday telling people
No, why are
about
you
God.
still on? Why are you still on?
Hold on.
Why
Let him
are you
express.
still
Hold
lingering
on,
around
Ranty.
like a
Hold
bad
on,
smell?
Ranty,
Nobody
please.
likes
For the
you.
love of God,
Ranty,
just
but
let
nobody
him get
likes
his
you.
objections
Like
out.
you.
So
Don't
far,
like you
here.
hold on. So far, his objections are he doesn't think it's Ireland because we have labelled it as Ireland and the Isle of Man. This is his objections. I want to hear him.
Well, it's not Ireland. It's clearly not Ireland.
So is your reason for saying it's not Ireland because when you have watched the discussions, occasionally we're detailing it as being Ireland and sometimes we're detailing it as being Isle of Man? Is that your reason for not thinking it's Ireland in the background?
One of them. Another reason is there's nothing you've pinpointed in that picture. Well, I mean, you can't pinpoint anything really. It's just blobs and smirks and smudges. But nothing, not one thing you can detail as being on the coastline of Ireland. If that's Ireland, like you claim it is, there should be loads of things you'd be able to pinpoint to being on Ireland, which you can't.
Okay,
I mean,
Mark.
Randy's just pointing to something that don't look nothing like the golf course building.
So you don't think it looks like the
it's
golf
not a
course
rectangular building.
Okay, Mark, I understand.
It's got an elevated piece to it. Where's the elevated piece to it?
So
you see the rest of the building, you should be able to see the elevated piece.
Sure.
Don't see that in the picture.
I understand what you're saying. So what it's down to you to do is debunk it, and just saying it don't look nothing like it. That's not really a conclusive debunking.
See, in my book, Nathan, assertions without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. You
sure.
provided no evidence.
Okay, no worries, Mark. I understand that. It's not an assertion without evidence, though. It's what it is.
I'm just going to dismiss it without evidence.
I'm about to detail the evidence that he's presented, though, Mark. So you can listen to it or not. It's up to you. So the evidence that he's detailed...
So what are we talking about then?
See, now you're talking over me, Mark. You've said an assertion without evidence is not worth paying attention to. Now I'm trying to detail the evidence and you're talking over me. So clearly you're just ignorant and wish to remain ignorant.
Okay.
Are you going to listen to the evidence or not?
Go on then, Nathan, show me the evidence.
Fine. Good for you, Mark. You are going to open your ears. Nice to know.
Postman Pat, and his black and white cat.
No, please, no jingles. No. Right, Mark's having a decent conversation. Mark's having a reasonable conversation, and I'd like to continue it.
See, this is what I call it the clown show, Nathan.
So, Mark, before you distract away from the fact that I'm trying to detail the evidence you claim doesn't exist, are you going to listen to it or not?
Laughing at the clown. Good.
Right. So what he's done is he's found
more
on the...
practice for being an actual clown.
Please,
You're not that amusing.
Mark's got his objections. He's saying there's no evidence. Now I'm trying to explain what the evidence is, so that he can go away and challenge it. So, Mark, what we have is a photograph of things, stuff that we can identify. You call them smudges, right? These smudges can then be lined up with varying different maps. That is what has been done, and that is what has been presented. Our justification for what those smudges are has been detailed in length.
But doesn't mean anything to him.
Hold on, let's hear Mark's response.
Carry on, yeah, go on.
Well, you've just said there's no evidence, and I've just detailed why we have come to the conclusion that those smudges are what they are.
The Isle of Man, then, or Ireland, Nathan?
Okay, I'll explain that as well. There is a lighthouse, very specifically a lighthouse, that has been detailed. It's a lighthouse-shaped object in the photograph. Now, that photograph has been matched up with Google Earth, and we have plotted it on a LiDAR map. Those are the two things that have been done.
Man, yeah?
Hold on, Mark. So those are the two things that have been done to conclusively identify the Lag Ness Lighthouse. Now, it sits on the furthest tip of the Isle of Man. It is the end point, the last thing you can see. However, in the actual photograph, there is land both behind and to the left of it, which is most definitely not the Isle of Man. There is only one other thing in the line of sight. That is Ireland. That is how we.
That's an assertion, Nathan, isn't it? You haven't got no evidence for that.
It is demonstrated with the evidence, Mark, of the lighthouse, which we have identified.
But they're on the Isle of Man, Nathan.
Yes, and it sits in front of more land. Now, there isn't any more land on the Isle of Man for it to sit in front of.
That's just an assertion again.
It's not an assertion, it's been detailed with evidence.
Well,
the evidence... I'll repeat it, Mark.
Knows what an assertion
hold on, Mark. Do you not understand the evidence? I'm not trying to be condescending, I'm asking a serious question.
Yes, I do understand the evidence. It's the Isle of Man, Nathan.
Okay.
I don't know how much clearer I can make
so
it.
do you understand that the lighthouse, Mark,
Show me something that's on Ireland, Nathan.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Landmark.
I'm trying to explain...
No, not land that you claim is Ireland. Show me a landmark on Ireland.
Right, it's 145 miles away, Mark.
Mountain. How about the mountain?
Right, of course it is, Nathan.
Mountain range. That's what you're seeing.
Okay, Mark. No, I'll ask you the question then. Mark. Okay, Mark. I'll ask you the question. The land to the left of the lighthouse... I'm asking you what you think the land is.
Why can't you see 51 miles, but you can see 145
What is that? Let's try and stay on this land that you're trying to say isn't Ireland. You're moving on to something else. What do you think it is if it is not Ireland?
The Isle of Man.
So you feel that beyond the lighthouse, there is more land.
Well, I don't believe you proved that's the lighthouse because, like I said, it's so inconclusive.
Right. So you need to debunk that is the lighthouse.
No, I don't
then,
have
Mark.
to debunk anything, Nathan. You have to prove.
You don't
it's
have
the
to do
lighthouse.
anything, Mark. No one's asking you
Well,
to.
of course you do.
We
That's
are
how
saying
evidence works, Nathan.
we have correctly
You don't
identified
just,
it,
You don't
Mark.
just come into a hangout.
If you just want to
say,
come in
right,
and say,
that's this,
no, it
that's
ain't,
that,
that's
prove
not a
it.
very conclusive debunking.
Well, I can just dismiss it then, can't I? Because
You can. You personally can dismiss it. But
Yes.
as for making anybody else think
Well,
that
everyone's
a
been
dismissal is
dismissed
worthy,
it.
you're not
Everyone's
going to
dismissed it,
achieve
Nathan.
that. If you're trying to achieve that other people should
Even
dismiss it,
Globebusters
you will
dismissed it.
fail. You can
Globebusters
dismiss it.
dismissed it.
You can do whatever you like.
Well, yeah, I can. That's what I've done. I've dismissed it.
Okay, good for you. No more jingles. No. Right,
Yeah,
you
come
can
on,
do
Rats,
whatever you
get
like,
back
Mark.
in your
You can
cage.
dismiss it. Me, I take it as very strong evidence that we see Ireland at
Well, you would do,
145
Nathan,
miles.
wouldn't you? Because you're biased, Nathan.
Yes, and I've
You've
presented
got no
evidence.
integrity.
And I have presented
If you had
evidence
any
to.
integrity, Nathan, you could
I have
clearly
presented
see that's not
evidence
Ireland.
to back
So
up that
where's all the other?
assertion.
Can you show me one other picture from St. Bees then of Ireland, please?
Yeah, there's loads.
Well, can you show me them?
I've been looking at
Not
them for
from
days.
Riley,
I sent
from
one to
someone
Anthony yesterday that was on Facebook
From
someone else on a
someone
clear
else.
day. Yeah, there's
No,
loads
not,
of pictures.
not anecdotal evidence. I want someone to show me a picture. Can you show me it, please?
No, I want you to debunk the lighthouse. We have made a very, very
Well, no,
strong
you said there's
assertion
more
that it is.
pictures, so can you show me
Your
another picture of
debunking
Ireland
consists
from
of
St.
saying I
Bees?
don't think it is.
Well,
Well,
I
that's
have
not very
debunked it.
strong.
I told you
That's
I'm
not very
dismissing
strong.
it. That is debunking it, Nathan.
All right, I've debunked Mark's claim that it isn't by saying it is. It is.
Well,
There you go.
that's-
You've been
that's fair
debunked
enough,
too,
but
Mark.
You're never going anywhere, Nathan. You're always on flat
No,
channels.
what
so
we
it's
need
not
is
really bothering
evidence.
me, is it?
So if you want to
I've given
discredit
you a
the
week to
claim,
go on. I've
you
given
have
you
to
a week
provide an
put this
alternative.
information
Tell us
out,
what the
mate,
land
but
is.
You haven't done it.
You
Why
say
haven't you
it's
put
the Isle of
information
Man,
out?
Mark. You say the land to the left of the lighthouse is the Isle
Why
of
haven't you
Man.
put the information out, Nathan?
We have.
What, to Flat Earth channels?
Yeah.
It's being spread around as we speak. Other people are taking
Are you
notes.
asking,
you
if,
think
we've,
that's
are you
putting-
asking
you
if we've been in touch
you
with
think
anybody
that's putting
else?
the nice-
Hold on,
you
Mark.
think
Are you
that's
asking if...
putting the
Hold on.
information out?
Are you asking if I have been in touch with any other media outlets? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, why haven't you been on
Yes, I have.
GMTV?
I've been in touch with Vice and the BBC.
Vice, right. And what did BBC say? When did you interview?
Mark, I said I've been in touch with them. Any other
but when did you
information I'm not
interview?
prepared to give you, but just to let you know, yes, I have been in touch with media outlets.
So we can expect to see you on BBC, can we?
No, you can't expect me to do anything. That's down to the BBC and Vice. They may decide not to look at it.
Well, so they-
they may
so
think
they-
it's
so
not
the best
worthy.
flat earth evidence,
Like
the
you,
The
they
big-
may
the
dismiss
big
it out of
evidence,
hand.
the flashing neon lights. That
Yeah, they
debunks
might
the
dismiss it out of
claim.
hand like you, Mark. That's
they
up to
don't
them.
seem to be paying any attention to you.
Yeah, like you, Mark. If I'd have sent it to you
Why's
and said
that?
it's flat Earth proof,
Why's
you'd have
that?
dismissed it out of hand.
Well, you don't need them, Nathan. Surely, well, GMT.
Well,
seem,
hold on, you've just said
seem
about
open
media.
to-
I've told you about the
GMT
media I've
seem open
contacted.
to
Now you're
flat
saying I
Earth.
don't
Why haven't
need
you
them.
approached
You seem to be
GMT,
having
mate?
a change of opinion, Mark. I don't really get it. So, are you satisfied now that we are in touch with media?
No, I don't believe you. Can you show me?
Oh,
the
right, so
email
you just
sent
don't believe me. So you're going to dismiss that out of hand as well until I
Yeah,
show
of
you an
course,
email
yeah, 'cause
to
you're
the
not
BBC.
true,
Mark.
you-
All right,
It's
I'm
true.
not
I saw the
prepared.
video.
Not prepared to share that
Not
with you, I'm
honest,
afraid,
mate.
Mark. Because it
You
would seem that
rightly
when you
ranted,
find
you're
information
dishonest,
about
mate.
people, you go ahead and use it against them like you've done at the beginning of this show.
Yeah,
So
you're all
for me to
dishonest,
share my
mate.
BBC contact with
I
you
mean,
would be
how can I
ludicrous, would it
expect
not?
to- Well, show me the email you sent.
No, that's absolutely not going to happen. You can just disbelieve me and I don't care.
Well,
Mark,
once again, I'll
You
Mark
don't have to
thinks
believe
that
me,
by
Mark.
disbelieving
I'm not asking you to believe me.
things
No,
he
You
can
don't
prove
have
You
to.
haven't approached any. Well, show me
just
the
don't
interview.
believe
Show
it
me the
and
No,
email to Vice.
I don't want to justify anything to you, Mark. I've told you verbally, you don't have to believe me. So, is the best debunking you have for Ireland is to just dismiss it? That's the best you can do, is it, Mark?
That's all I need to do, Nathan. With
For yourself,
assertions.
yes. That's all you need to do to satisfy you.
Yeah, with assertions.
To
No,
satisfy
everyone's
you. That
dismissed
well,
it,
well done
Nathan.
for satisfying yourself,
Everyone's
Mark. I'm
dismissed
sure the
it.
audience
I
is
think
really
Mark
grateful.
grew up with fairies.
Apart
I'm
from
sure the
Some
audience
people
think,
falls,
oh, well, if Mark can dismiss it out of hand, so can I. Because most of them don't realise they have free will, Mark. Well done.
Yeah, well, everyone's
Mark grew up
dismissed
with
it, haven't
fairies.
they?
He's been taught that just by disbelieving things, everything goes away and becomes exactly what you want.
Yes, Mark's
Sorry,
debunking is
Wingy,
to
what
stick
was
his
you
head in the
saying?
sand.
Wingy saying something now.
How's that
Yeah.
sand feeling around your head, Mark?
That what?
Sand. The sand that you've stuck your head in, how's it feel?
I think
you
it's in his
want to talk
ears
about
and also in
sticking your
his
head the
jaw.
sand, Nathan.
I think he got sand
Oh,
in
that's
his jaw.
hilarious, man. You people are so funny.
You're funny, Mark.
What?
The best debunking you've got is to say, I don't think it is.
Why didn't you go on Globebusters, Nathan? What? Why are you
hello?
involved?
I
in
didn't
this,
get
Nathan?
invited.
What did you do?
I didn't get
Because
invited.
I stuffed up.
What did you
apparently,
do to get this flat Earth information, Nathan?
Mark.
Apart from sit on
Nathan
your bum.
didn't do anything. Nathan did
So
nothing.
why are you involved in?
It's all
Why is
been
it
on my
involved?
platform, Mark.
Why
We're
are you-
discussing
yeah,
it
but
right
why are
now
you
here on
involved?
my
What's that
channel.
got to do with it? So what, you're claiming some kind of accolation towards it, are you?
Well, if you were to ask the BBC in 6 months, having covered the information, what the BBC have got to do with it, they would be the people publishing it. So in this
Right,
instance,
so-
that would be
so-
me,
so
wouldn't it,
do
Mark?
if they put
So
a
when
news
you ask
story
about
in,
media,
do they
in this
claim some
instance,
kind of
I am
right
that
over
media.
news
That
story,
is me.
don't they?
Do you understand
So
that,
if they-
Mark?
So say,
Without
for
me,
instance, the
you wouldn't
BBC
know about
Say,
this.
for instance, the
You understand
BBC
that?
declared tomorrow. So
You
you just
understand
got to
that,
talk over me,
Mark?
Nathan. The very thing that you said that I was being immature and that about, you're doing now, then, yeah?
Yeah. Well, Mark,
Right.
Nathan is
So
actually
if the
not
BBC
useless
declared
like
tomorrow
you and
that
actually
they had
does
God on
things.
their
He
programme,
actually organizes things.
Could
He
the BBC
actually
declare that they
contacts
were the ones that
people.
found that had everything
and does-
to do with God, then, Nathan?
He actually does things. He's not useless like you.
Sorry, I'll Wingy. I
So
can't
yeah,
really hear
we've
you. I'll
moved
Wingy.
past Mark's crap debunking, and now he's critiquing my media PR skills. So okay,
You
Mark.
haven't got
So
no
this is
media
the end of your
PR skills,
debunking
have
of
you?
the
We
Isle
know
of Man
you're
and
a
Ireland,
failed-
is it?
We know you're a failed
Excellent
TV presenter
debunking, my
or
friend.
would-be
Excellent.
TV
Well worth
presenter.
having you on.
Yeah, I know. It's always great to come along and join the clown show. Any more clowns? Is Riley and Randy?
Yeah,
still
your
at the clown
clown
show?
debunking is what we've got, my
You
friend.
need a
Mate,
little
You've
bit more
provided
training
evidence.
to be
You
a
have
clown,
provided
Mark, because
absolutely
you're not
nothing
that
but your
funny.
own personal opinion,
Has
which is
Riley-
worthless
has
to me.
Riley got
Your
anything to say on
opinion
that,
is
huh?
worthless.
Is
Worth
Riley still sitting
one
on your lap,
opinion.
Nathan?
Worth one. That's it.
What about Clown 2, the one in the cage? Is Ranty Runty still there?
Can't hear you mumbling. Can you open your mouth and speak a bit clearly? Enunciate your words, Mark.
Take your cake out, Mark.
I literally can't
Cake
understand a word you're saying.
Ranty still here, Nathan?
Yeah, I literally can't understand you.
Is Ranty still here, Nathan?
Mark,
I
don't
don't
try
even
to
know if
do
you're still
voices.
speaking
You're
in English.
already inaudible as you are.
Okay.
But why not?
Another jingle from the clown in the cage. So Nathan, why didn't they want you on Globebusters?
I didn't get invited.
Why? Because is that something you've done in the past, is it?
No, Bob burnt all his bridges with me 11 months ago and then has spent a couple of months pissing on them, so that's why.
So why should you need to go on Globebusters? You had nothing to do with the finding of the greatest flat Earth evidence for 2
Did you not
years.
just hear what I said? I wasn't invited.
So why did they make the demand that you was on the show then?
I didn't hear what you just said again. Can you say it again, Mark, a bit clearer?
Why did they make the demand that you was on the show then?
They didn't contact me. They didn't demand anything of me.
No, but your clowns, the 2 clowns.
Well, then
like
don't
the
ask
fat
me.
clown
Ask,
and the bald-headed
ask somebody
clown
else.
said that they-
You
had
asked
to
your
be on the
question
show.
directly to me.
Well,
I think Mark is having a psychotic break because he stopped making sense.
Is the fat clown now? I don't want to talk to the wizard clown. Not today. Can I talk to Riley, please? Is Riley still
I think you need to see a psychiatrist as soon as possible. I think you're having a psychotic break right now.
there? Okay, I'll Wingy. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
So
good
is
luck with
Riley
that.
still there, Nathan?
I don't know, he might be if you talk about the Isle of Man and actually provide something decent other than your opinion.
Well, I've asked you to provide another picture. You said there was loads, but you seem to have failed on.
Yeah,
doing
not
that.
enough
I mean,
evidence doesn't debunk the evidence that we have. The
You
evidence
haven't got
stands.
no
If you're in a
evidence,
courtroom
Nathan.
and
You
you say,
haven't got
well,
no
that
evidence.
bloodstained knife, I want to see a second bloodstained knife.
haven't
Well,
got no
let's have a
evidence,
look at the
Nathan.
bloodstained knife that we've got.
I mean,
The
Riley
bloodstained
even claimed
knife
there's a
that
chimney
stabbed the
puffing out
globe.
Smoke, but he can't identify it, can he? He can't
So what is it?
identify it on Isle of Man. He can't even identify it on
Yes, we
Ireland.
have. We've identified
I mean,
a
if it's a big-
lighthouse.
What? A lighthouse pumps out smoke now, does it?
No, a lighthouse has been identified with Ireland behind it, Mark. Try and keep your focus on what you
Riley
need to
said there was a
debunk.
chimney with smoke coming out of it in the picture.
Oh,
Nathan.
right. So you're back
if
at
there's
the
a big
back at the
chimney
north
that
end
can
of
be
the island,
seen,
are you, Mark?
if there's a big
Try and
chimney
keep your
with
eyes on the
smoke
prize, my
coming out
friend.
of it,
We're
you should be
telling the
able to
world that we
identify
see
that
Ireland at
chimney.
145 miles. Don't worry about Ireland at
Mark doesn't know
90.
north from south. That's the
Doesn't know
simple
north from
fact.
south, right?
45
He doesn't.
miles, man.
In the presentation, there is a lighthouse called Lang Ness. This is what you
Oh,
need to
Nathan,
debunk
man, how did
with
you
something
get so
better than your
stupid,
opinion.
Nathan, how did you get so stupid? What happened? Did you have an
Ad
accident or
hom.
something?
This is what Mark has.
No, I'm just asking why you become so stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah,
You're the
why
one
have
that's
you got
talking
nothing
about a
more than
tower
your
in the
opinion to
north when
debunk
we're
this
talking
lighthouse?
about the
All right, let's
southern
be
image.
serious here. What? How come he can't see 51 miles, but he can see 145? Why is that, Nathan?
You can. No, please, no jingles.
So you've got the clouds. You've only got the clouds.
You can see
control,
51
don't you?
miles. Clearly, you don't understand the information. The lighthouse is at 51 miles, and we see it.
No, I'm asking you.
Why can't he see
they
51 miles but can see
51,
145 miles? Was your question. You don't understand the problem. You have demonstrated your idiocy. You don't understand that we do see something at 51
Coming
miles
through you, Nathan,
because
that's
clearly
hilarious.
you have not been paying attention or
Coming
you're
through
too
you, Nathan,
stupid
that's
to understand.
hilarious.
Don't demonstrate your stupidity to me with your question. Why can't we see something at 51 miles? We do. That's what you need to debunk, you retard.
Well, how come he couldn't see Blackpool Tower then, Nathan?
What happened to the boycott?
Yeah, Mark, what happened to the
What
boycott?
are you actually doing here?
Is this the best you guys have got to debunk it? Mark Taylor with his opinion. You must really value his opinion. Mark, what happened to the boycott?
That's what he went for, Nathan, to do the observation of Blackpool Tower. That's only 51 miles. How come we can see 51
Yeah,
miles?
but Mark, don't you understand what weather is, Mark? It might be rainy in one part and sunny in another part.
Weather's so bad you can't see 51 miles. But
Don't you understand weather, Mark? Don't you understand that there's things different between two towns?
Yeah, I'm
One
getting
can
an
be
echo,
sunny,
man. I
Mark,
can't
and the
talk.
other
There's
one
an
can
echo.
be
I can't
rainy.
piss head. Oh, he's left. So the weather was so bad you couldn't see 51 miles, Riley, but it's good enough that you could see 145.
Yeah, Mark, that's what happens with weather, Mark. You can't always see in all directions perfectly clearly, Mark.
You still don't seem to get it. The weather was good enough to see 145 miles, Mark. 145 miles is the observation.
I could see 145 miles.
Correct.
Yep, Mark.
Go and
you can't
debunk
do
it.
much really, right, can you?
Debunk it with something better than your opinion.
I have.
Mark doesn't
I have
understand the
debunked it.
weather. He doesn't understand that it can be localised.
Localised, right.
It could be
okay.
raining in Blackpool and it could be fine in the Isle of Man or
okay.
Ireland. But he doesn't
Okay.
realise. He thinks the weather's
Okay,
the same
Mr. Clown.
all over the
Okay,
world.
Mr. Clown.
He thinks if it's sunny
Right, so
in his
if we-
little piece
so
of land,
Riley, you
then
still
it's
claiming
sunny
that's the
in
chimney putting out
Scotland,
smoke,
it's
right?
sunny in Arizona, it's sunny in New Zealand.
Yeah, Riley, you
because
still
he doesn't
you still putting
understand
out
the
that
weather.
It's putting out smoke, that chimney.
Yeah, Mark, it seems to be putting out smoke. I identified it on the video.
Right, so where's the chimney then? Where's the chimney?
You tell us. We don't know, Mark. You tell us.
Putting out smoke on the
We don't know.
coast of
What we
Isle of
have
Man should be
identified, though, is a
easy,
lighthouse,
shouldn't
Mark. We've definitely identified that lighthouse. The smoke,
Mark, you don't
maybe you can
understand why the
identify it. We
lighthouse-
don't know.
why
We
the
haven't.
chimney's important,
But
do you, Mark?
the lighthouse we have.
We're not
Nathan,
talking about the
allow me to
lighthouse,
speak to
Nathan,
Mark a
you
sec.
idiot,
Mark,
you
do you
utter
understand the
moron.
importance of the chimney?
Utter moron.
Do you understand the
Talking about
importance of the chimney, Mark?
Nathan. Keep up,
That's
you
why he's
utter
here to
moron.
distract about the chimney.
Hang on,
I
let me
wouldn't go
speak to,
down
let me
that
speak
route.
to Mark. Give me a minute
Yeah,
with
shut
Mark.
up,
Do you
clown
understand the
Ramsey.
importance of the chimney, Mark?
Let the head clown talk. Go on,
You
head
understand the
clown,
importance of
what
the
you
chimney, Mark?
Say that again. You're not coming through very well,
I
clown.
don't think Mark has the capability to really
Oh, look, can't you
understand
keep your
things. I
clowns
think
under control,
he's
mate?
just he goes on belief, and the rest
Can't
is
have a
just
decent
beyond him.
conversation if like Wingy's
Mark.
going to be talking and
Mark.
the clown
Mark.
in the cage is going to be talking. That's better.
Mark,
Go on.
let,
Go on,
let,
Anthony.
let me tell it to you so you understand, because I know that you don't understand it. I'd be
Okay.
trolling you if I
Say
asked you to
it
explain
really slowly, Anthony.
it. Okay, I'll say it as slow and as clearly for you, Mark, as possible.
Okay.
The
I
chimney
don't think
with
it'll
the
help.
chimney with the
Speed is
smoke
not the
coming out.
problem. It's just
See,
comprehension
look,
that's the
Wingy
problem.
can't
with him.
shut up. Oh God!
The chimney,
you lot are
the
so
chimney with the
funny,
smoke
man.
coming out of it, Mark.
Yeah, it's
If
the
that
best
really
laugh
is
I've
the
ever
Isle
had
of
in my
Man,
break,
there should be
man.
no difficulty
Go on.
whatsoever in you guys identifying it, because it's a tall
Go
stack
on.
with smoke coming out of it, and if it's in the Isle of Man, it's very easy to line it up. So Rumpus can use his magic maths and tell us exactly where it is. However, we've spent weeks looking for it and can't find it. And the reason is it's not in the Isle of Man, Mark. It's in Ireland, and it's not lined
What,
up
the
right.
chimney's in Ireland?
Exactly.
Hold up. Sorry, I didn't. You breaking up? Did you say the chimney's in Ireland?
Yes, Mark. That's what I'm saying. That's why you can't find it on Isle of Man. So if
where's
you
the
think
land?
that,
Where's the land before?
So
the
if you
chimney,
think,
then?
Marcus, if you think that
So
that
where's the
chimney is
land
an Isle
before
of
the
Man because that's
chimney?
what your position is, please go and find it and show us it.
Chimney's in
It needs to be
Ireland.
tall.
Do you understand what you're being asked, Mark? You're just laughing rather than acknowledging what you're being asked. Did you hear
Of
it?
course you don't understand it. You can't even get letters delivered properly.
I nearly swore there.
It's
Such
okay,
a
Mark.
stupid thing
Just
to
while
say,
you're here,
mate.
though, I'll reiterate it. Hopefully, you won't laugh at me. I'll try and keep it to a non-condescending tone.
Can you tell me the name of the light? Can you tell me the name of the chimney and that? And what
No,
it's
Mark,
attached
like
to
I
so
say, if
can
you
look
were
it up,
listening,
please,
you'd have heard me
Riley?
say numerous times that we haven't been able to identify it and we've been looking for it for weeks.
Mark actually thinks that chimneys have names.
You say you can see
That's a
for
good one.
100 miles
Correct.
away. There's pumping
Mark,
out
can I
smoke and you can't
try and
identify it.
if I can get your attention, Mark, I will try. Hopefully, you'll let me.
Yeah, hold on. I'll just have to pick myself off the floor.
Sure. Just let me know when I've got your attention, and I'll attempt to explain something to you.
Okay. Give me a second.
No worries.
Compose myself. Oh my god, this is so funny. Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
ignorance
Hold on,
is
Arwin.
bliss.
Hold on. Just let me know when you're ready, Mark.
Go on then, Nathan, give it a go, but I can't promise nothing. Please
Okay.
don't say anything stupid, Nathan, please. I'm crying here, man. Go
In
on,
your own
Nathan.
time, Mark. You just let me know when you're ready,
I
and I'll
think
try and
Mark may
explain.
have just
Go on,
taken his
Nathan,
It's
medication.
okay, Arwin. I just want Mark to compose himself.
Yeah, come on, Owen, G, shut up, man. Let Nathan talk. It's his show. It's his clown show. He said clown. Come on, Nathan, go on then.
Okay, so if the assertion that the Globers are making is correct, and the entire image only has the Isle of Man in it, then that land, which we definitely see with a chimney on it, should be identifiable on the Isle of Man. Therefore, it is now up to you to prove that chimney is on the Isle of Man. As
No,
Anthony
it's
is...
not,
Hold
Nathan.
on,
That's
nearly
not how
there.
evidence works.
I've only took
That's
20
not how-
seconds, Mark. Just give me a chance.
Okay,
I've waited a
go
very
on,
long
go on.
time to
Go on.
get you composed.
Okay, go on. I'll go on mute, Nathan.
I'm nearly finished. Nearly there. So, as Anthony has tried to explain to you, he, myself, Anthony, and several other people have spent weeks looking for that chimney stack on Ireland and have not succeeded. Now, if your position is that it is the Isle of Man that we are looking at, it is now down to you to find that chimney stack on a very small piece of land. It should be quite easy if it is the Isle of Man.
Yeah, Nathan, I don't want to interrupt you, but I can hardly hear. There's loads of banging going on. in
Who's
the
making all that
background,
noise?
And he's cutting your words out. I don't know who's doing it.
Yeah, that's my daughter. Sorry,
Okay.
would you like me to tell her
No,
off?
No, it's okay. I thought,
thought it
one
was
of the
Arvid.
clowns.
No, I'll try once more, just once more, because my daughter
Oh.
was making a lot of noise.
No,
So,
it's okay. No,
I'll try
didn't mean
again.
To be rude enough.
We
I thought it
have
was one of the clowns again.
two claims, Mark. One is that this land is Ireland, and one is that it's the Isle of Man, as you asserted when you joined. If it is the Isle of Man, then there is a very clear, identifiable landmark that looks like a chimney stack with smoke coming out that you should be able to identify on the Isle of Man. So go to it.
There is no chimney, Nathan. I've looked.
Yes, there is definitely a chimney.
No. I've
Yes.
looked, Nathan. There's
Yes.
no chimney on the
It's
coastline of
evidenced
Ireland,
in
there's no
2
chimney.
videos. So if
Oh,
you
but
like...
well, you just told me to do it, Nathan. I'm telling you, I've already done it. For the last week, I've been looking at it, and there's no chimney in the Isle of Man, and there's no chimney.
No problem.
There
Would you
is
like us to
actually a
show it to
chimney.
you?
There is actually.
No,
was
no.
actually a
He's just
chimney on
said
the other side
what he
of the
just
Isle
said.
of
Then
Man,
there is
but
no
that's
chimney in
been
Isle of Man.
shut
We
down.
agree, there is not.
That was a
But
power
where
station on the
is
back
that
of the Isle of
artifact
Man,
in
but that's been
the,
closed now.
topography
Surely
map?
you would have known that, but as you're so inept, you haven't even looked. Surely one of the clowns would have told you that, Nathan. See, I've looked. See, I've looked, and I know there's a power station that was on the Isle of Man, and it closed in 2013. Because myself, I do look for truth,
Cool.
so I did go and look.
Excellent. Can you show us?
So
Excellent.
it
Hold on, Arwin. Hold on.
closed, and
We're getting
it means
somewhere
the
here.
building
We're
just
definitely getting
disappeared.
somewhere. Can you show us it, please?
No,
No, we can. Of course we can.
it's not my job to give you evidence, Nathan.
No, it's your
Surely
job to debunk
you
it.
just said, well, Nathan, you just said that you've been looking for it and nobody
have.
can find it. So why haven't none of your clowns realised that there was a power station on the Isle of Man?
No, we're saying
we have,
that we
Mark.
can't
We're in the
identify
wrong
this
area.
smokestack. You're now saying you can, but you don't want to show us.
No, I didn't say that, Nathan.
So you
It's in
haven't
the wrong
identified
place.
this
It's in
chimney
the wrong
stack.
place. It's in
Sorry,
the wrong place,
just need a
Nathan.
bit of clarity, Mark.
Like
I'm
I
really
told you.
sorry. Just have you or
Like
have
I
you
told
not
Nathan,
identified
it's
this
in the
chimney
wrong
stack?
place. But your clown should have told you that, Nathan.
I didn't get your answer because you were talking while I was asking the question.
Okay, it's in the wrong place.
Can you be a bit more
That's
specific?
exactly the
What's
point.
in the wrong
It's
place,
in
Mark?
the wrong place.
What is?
Well, the supposed chimney that you think it is.
The
It couldn't
chimney
be
is
the
fixed
chimney.
in a
It's the power
photograph, so
station
it can't be
because
in the
it's
wrong place in a photograph. It's a photograph. So are you saying that the power station you're saying it is in the wrong place?
Yes.
Right, so that's
Well,
a
that means it's not the
misidentification then, Mark. Total fail.
Well, that's the only thing that it could be, Nathan.
No,
It's not
Mark.
even in the right
It could
place.
be in Ireland.
Well, no, it's not an island, because if you have a look in Ireland, on the coast of Ireland, there's no power station.
Right, we're getting
anything
somewhere.
that could-
So
that
you
could
need
even
to
be
tell us
remotely
what it
remotely
is.
confused. So
You
you're just
need
gonna
to
talk
tell us
over
what
me now,
it
Nathan.
is
You asked
on
me-
the Isle of
you asked me
Man,
a question,
not what it
and then you
could be and
talk over
isn't.
me.
In other words, this
Oh,
power
okay,
station.
all right, then I'll
Because
wait
it's
for you
not
to
the
ramble
power
on now then,
station.
Nathan.
It doesn't
Go on,
line up,
ramble,
Mark.
ramble.
So that's useless. What you need to do is
Ramble,
identify what it is, not what it is not. That's absolutely useless. The kind
Well,
of
no,
thing a
that's not my
moron
job,
would
Nathan.
do.
That's your
Hey,
job.
I
That's your
found a
job.
power station. It's definitely not that. Well, that's really
That's your
useful,
job,
Mark. Thank
Nathan.
you for telling us what it isn't.
That's your job, Nathan, not
No,
mine.
we've identified
No, no,
what
no,
things
no.
are, Mark.
No,
not
you
what they
haven't.
are
No,
not.
you haven't.
You have
No,
done
you
a
haven't. You
useless
just
job of
wanted to
identifying
you
a
just
power
wanted to
station
smudge.
that is not this landmark in the photograph.
Right.
That's
so what's the
useless.
chimney attached to, Nathan? Is it just floating in the middle of the air, is it then? Because all you said is it's a chimney.
Yeah,
What's the chimney
it's there
attached to,
evidenced in the
Nathan?
image.
So what's the chimney attached to, Nathan?
Don't know. We think it's something in Ireland. We can't find it.
So you haven't identified it then, have you?
In the image,
can't
in the
just- so
photograph,
it's just a
yes,
chimney
absolutely,
floating in the middle of the
unequivocally,
air, then,
we
is
have
it? So
identified
so I've
something
got to
in the
look
image,
more on
Mark. It
Google
looks like a
Maps and
chimney
the
with
rest
smoke
of
coming
it.
out.
It's a chimney that just floating in the air. Okay, let me have a quick look.
All right, Mark,
chimney
listen, let me put it
floating
to you
in the middle of
straightforward.
the air.
Right?
Right, so
Mark,
you're
there's
saying
no
it's not a
results,
power
Nathan.
station, it's a floating
There's
chimney
no-
that you
there's no
can't
results,
identify.
Nathan.
Good job,
Oh,
good
dear.
job.
There's no results. I can't find anywhere in Ireland that a chimney floating in the air.
Right, but can you find it on the Isle of Man? Because that's what your claim is.
No, not a chimney floating in the air. I can't know.
Right, so you
Right,
can't
so
find
unless
it.
you can identify the chimney, Mark, then you're not identifying anything, and it's an integral part of the
Well, I don't
discussion. If
think it is
that's
a chimney.
really on the Isle of Man, Mark,
It's
you'll
a
be able to find
smudge.
it. If it's not on
It's
the
a
Isle of Man,
smudge.
you will fail like we've failed. We can't find
It's
it,
a
Mark. We
yeah,
spent
because
weeks
it's
on it.
not. It's not a chimney, Riley.
So now you're
Surely-
denying
surely
what's on the
your brain-
evidence. So
your
hold on,
brain
Mark.
can
So
compute
now
that,
you're
can't
saying
you?
it's not a
If
chimney.
you're claiming it's
No
a
problem,
chimney in a
no
picture,
problem,
you
Mark.
can't
But
find
what
the
is
chimney.
it then?
Maybe it isn't
What
a chimney,
is
Nathan.
it? Telling us it's
Smudge.
not a chimney doesn't
A
really
smudge.
help.
A
It's also
smudge.
not a banana. It's also
A
not a
smudge.
Ford Fiesta. So
A
what?
smudge.
Oh, right, that's really helpful. We can see in the image what it is.
Well,
We can
all right,
see
we'll
it.
Put it up on the screen then, Nathan. Let's have a look at
Hey,
this chimney that
Nathan.
floats in the middle of the air.
Nathan,
Yes.
do you remember last night when I was talking to you guys and I said
How
they are
tall's the
going to
chimney,
distract? They're going to
Nathan?
come in and they're going to start talking about the chimney on the north. They don't want
How
to address
tall's the
the
chimney,
south.
Nathan?
And do you remember what I also said? I also said we need
Surely
to
you should
remind
be
them that
able
we
to
don't
tell
want
me
to
how
talk about
tall
that
it
right
is,
now. We can
'cause
talk about the
otherwise, you know,
south.
No,
As
no,
many
hang
as
on.
a chimney.
Yeah,
the south
I
looks for a
agree, Mark.
chimney.
I think Ranty's right. We can concede that you can't identify it and we can't identify it. So let's move on to
you
things we
given
can
no information
identify.
about it. You haven't
We
told me
will.
what it's attached
Mark,
to.
shut up
You haven't
and
told me
listen.
how tall
Shut
it
up,
is.
you ignorant man. We have identified a lighthouse. We have identified something positively. We
No,
can
you
neither
haven't.
of
No,
us
you haven't.
identify
No, you
this
haven't
stack.
identified it.
So let's
No, you
move on
haven't
to things we
identified
can
it.
identify. We
What, are
will
you a
absolutely
moron?
assert
What, are you
unequivocally
an
that we have found a
moron,
lighthouse.
Nathan? Are you a moron?
Is this what you've got now? Ad hom. A minute ago it was power stations. Now it's ad hom.
It's okay for you to ad hom me, but you don't like it when it comes back, Nathan.
I can tell you to shut up and call you ignorant when you are literally being ignorant
What's that?
at that time. Yes.
Oh, you moron, Nathan. You're an utter moron. Nathan, you look really annoyed, Nathan. Got all red.
No, not really. You've just got nothing to debunk this lighthouse, Mark. You have got nothing. Literally nothing.
Oh, who's that? Is that your girlfriend, Nathan, on the screen? Who's that in that picture? Is that your girlfriend, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm married,
Is that your
Mark.
girlfriend, Nathan?
I'm married, Mark.
Oh, all right. Is that your wife?
Are you married, Mark?
Is that your wife, Nathan?
Are you married?
You're not married, are you, Mark?
You married,
yeah,
Mark?
Thanks. Yeah,
Got a woman?
You're not married, are you? You haven't got a wife, have you, Mark?
No,
Okay,
I
I
don't
haven't
think so.
got a wife then. I'm not
I don't
married.
think Mark's got a wife.
Okay, well,
I don't
we
even
know
think Mark's got a
we know
partner of any
what
kind
your
of an
opinion's
animal,
worth,
maybe a
Riley.
cat.
know
No,
what your
Not the same
opinion's
with people
worth,
that are
Riley.
cats that are singletons.
Okie
know,
dokie.
your
Can you see the
opinion's
screen,
worth.
Mark?
So are you going to show us this chimney then? Can I ask you stats about the chimney? Can you tell me how tall it is, please?
We've
This
already
is what we're
conceded
asking
that
you guys
neither
to
of us can identify it, Mark. You can't
Well, I didn't
identify
ask
it.
you
We
to
can't
identify
identify
I
it.
asked you to tell me how tall it is, Nathan.
Yeah, we can't identify it. What part of that
So
don't
you
you
can't
understand?
even tell me how tall it is, but you could tell me it's a
What
chimney.
part of we can't identify it don't you
that
understand,
makes
Mark?
loads of sense.
Do you not
What
understand
an
those
idiot.
words?
I don't think any
Simple
You can't
English.
even
That makes
identify it.
sense
How
to
can
a
you not?
moron.
I'll
mate.
do the same to you then, Mark. No
Longer.
problem. No problem, Mark. How tall is it, Mark? Mark?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't
Should we move
ask
on
him
to things
about
we do know then?
I don't
Should we
know.
keep
No,
arguing
no,
about
I
things
don't
neither of us
believe
know
it
what
is
they
a
are?
chimney, Nathan.
Because I would
See, I
prefer
don't
we just
believe it is
focus
a
on things
chimney,
we do
Nathan.
know.
I
I
don't
know
believe
what
it
that
is a
lighthouse
chimney,
is and
Nathan.
where it is.
You
Do you know what it is and where it is, Mark?
providing evidence works, Nathan, don't you? Do you understand
Yeah,
how
we
that works?
provided evidence. We've
when
shown
you make
it.
a claim,
We have. We've made it and shown evidence.
You're supposed to provide
We have.
supporting evidence.
We have.
So you've provided a smudge on the screen. You're saying it's a chimney,
Nath,
but you can't
can
tell
I
me
have your
anything
attention a sec,
about it.
Nath?
Sure.
You can't tell me what it's attached to. You can't tell me how tall it is. You can't tell me nothing.
We can tell you all about a lighthouse and how tall it is and where it's located.
Okay, then.
Nathan,
Okay,
can I have your
then.
attention a sec, please? Forget Mark
That
for a minute.
sounds like
Sure,
the
go
evidence
ahead,
from
Anthony.
a moron, Nathan.
I've just had
From a
another look
moron.
at this, and it appears that we have the one stack and chimney that's coming out of it there, but it also appears that there might actually be two here. There's another one that looks like there might be three chimneys here. Perhaps you could venture an opinion on this. Let me turn the speed down. I've only just looked at this, and I've only just spotted it, so this is kind of like leading the front edge. But am I seeing something here that looks like there's another one there, and it looks like there's another one there? There's more smoke coming out of it. Is it me, or am I missing it? That might be actually three chimneys. It might be some kind of sensor thing where it's.
Oh my God, Nathan! Why'd you let him come on your show and say stupid things like that?
Just looking at a picture. We're just literally
Well,
looking at a video. I'm
I'm
sorry, Mark. You just said, why do I let him come on my show and say stupid things? Literally, all we're doing is looking at a video. It's just a video of something.
Oh my God.
What's stupid about it, Mark? I don't understand. Maybe you can explain. We're just looking at a video of stuff.
Well, 1 minute it's one chimney, now it's three chimneys. You can't give me information about one chimney, but now you're saying it's three chimneys, Nathan.
So what? Hold on.
So
So
you're
just
telling
so I
me
can understand your objection.
where
Are
on
you
a
saying
little
you
island
want
is there
us to
three
only
chimneys?
give you locations that we have
Where
specific
is there
details
on a
about, Mark?
little island three
Mark, can I just
chimneys,
clarify
Nathan?
your objection? Are you saying you only want us to go into detail about things we know?
Yes.
Right. We know about a lighthouse at the south end of the island. It's
Right,
called Lag
right,
Ness.
yes, so
We know its
let's have a
exact
look at the
location.
lighthouse. Show me
We
the
know its
lighthouse.
exact height.
Show me the lighthouse.
Yes, lighthouse.
Yeah, show me it.
No problem. It's
Here
coming
we
up on
go.
screen in
Google,
about 10
As
seconds.
requested, Mark.
Here we
No,
go.
on
Mark,
Google in
do you
the
see
picture.
this?
Not on Google, in the picture.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to see it in the picture as well? No problem. We
Yes.
can just give us 10 seconds. We can do that too.
Okay.
Rancy, swap because you got it better seen shown than I've got it. Rancy,
Okay, say when. I'm
just
presenting.
share your screen.
There you go. Happy, Mark? This is what we're talking about.
That's a smudge, Nathan.
Right, it's a smudge that we have identified as Lag Ness
pixelated.
Lighthouse. We know the exact location. We know its
It's all
exact size.
pixelated, Nathan.
Satisfied?
It's all pixelated.
Nathan, do you want to point out the three yellow bits at the top? The three. Just zoom back in a bit, Rance. Mark, would you agree there appears to be at least 3 pixels at the top that appear to be yellow?
No.
Hang on, let him
Can't
get back
see
in.
no yellow in there at the moment, Ryan. And that is truly, honestly, with my hand on my heart, I cannot see no yellow.
Fair enough.
Right.
That is too undistinct to be able to tell whatever that is. It's the
Rancy,
white
get the
blob that's
picture
all
up where you show it
pixelated.
side by side with the other, the actual what it looks like.
It's okay. This is
Is
Mark's
that- isn't that the
debunking.
best-
Mark's
isn't that the
debunking
best-
is to say it
is
looks
that the
nothing
best
like a
picture?
lighthouse. Even though
Is
it's
that
in the
best
exact
picture?
location the
I thought you had
lighthouse would
one that
be,
you'd done the contrast
that's okay.
on.
That's Mark's
the
objection.
best
To
one,
him,
Riley,
it
you've
doesn't
got?
look like a
Nathan, we're
lighthouse.
trying to have a conversation.
51
here.
miles.
You pipe down, please.
I'm just clarifying your objections, Mark.
You
It looks
pipe
like a
down,
smudge.
please, Nathan.
So far,
I'm
so
trying to
good, my friend.
understand what the evidence is. Yes, what you want
Yeah, we're
me
showing
to
it
do,
you.
isn't it?
We're showing it you
That's what
right
you
now.
wanted me to do, wasn't it? Understand the evidence, Nathan. If you pipe down, I might be able to. Now, Riley, is that the best composite evidence you've got? I thought you'd done one with contrast.
We're showing you what the lighthouse mark is. You asked us to show you the lighthouse.
Well, so I'm asking you, is that the best picture? Is that the best picture? You said you've done 3 different observations after you said you'd only done 1. So you went 3 times. You didn't, on the 3 different occasions you went, you didn't take any information about anything, which is quite weird, really, because you've been in this movement or community for a long time now. And you
Well,
surely
actually, Mark, it's not that weird, is it?
everyone would
Because
be
Miles
asking
Davis
for
and
that,
Al
but
Kay went
for
back
some
and they didn't
strange
take any
reason,
measurements
you didn't
either.
take
So
any information.
why is it
Oh,
against
okay.
me and not against them?
Oh, okay. Against who?
Like I said, because you were talking whilst I was speaking, and if you do that, generally you don't hear what's being said.
Well, no,
you
you
criticise
interrupted
me
me
for
when I
not
was
taking any
talking, actually.
information.
Go
Yet
on.
Al Kay
No, go
and
on.
Miles Davis
Go
went
on.
back specifically to debunk me, failed to do so, but
Right.
also failed to produce any
Right. When did you
GPS or
take your
elevation
pictures? When did you
or
take your
rockets
pictures?
up their arse.
Anthony, when did you take your pictures?
End of October, Mark.
And when did you release them, Anthony?
When Ranty, about a week before Christmas, when Ranty spotted that we might be
Right.
seeing more land
So
than
how
what
long
we had.
was that in time period? What time period was that then, Riley?
About 8 weeks, 7 weeks.
Right. Now, when did Alkay and Miles Davis go to St. Bees?
One day last week, Saturday, Sunday.
Right. So it's okay for you not to release the evidence for 8 weeks, but they somehow have been debunked because they haven't released it after a week. Okay. They've got another 7 weeks.
Given that they were going to debunk me, you would expect that they would have jumped all over it if they could actually debunk me, right? And they don't appear to have done that.
Before you can even say anything to them. It's just you trying to play your petty games again, isn't it?
They haven't been able to debunk me, Mark, so I can call them on it because they haven't done it.
You can't say that. They've got another 7 weeks, Anthony. After the 7 weeks, then you can say that, and I'll be on your side if you said that.
That's where I come in, Mark. You see, what's happened, Mark, is several weeks have been spent on my channel talking about this observation. That's what's happened in the meantime. So unlike Alkay, who went after hearing all about this observation on this channel, after they went and took the same observation, whereas back in October, nobody was talking about the observation, nobody knew about it. So there's been a thing that happened in between then and now.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, I'm trying to explain that to you, Mark. So everybody started to talk about this observation. Then some of the people talking about it have gone back to the observation point. If you're saying that they should have the same time, when Anthony had literally nobody talking about this observation, he didn't even know he had it, then that seems a bit unreasonable, Mark.
No, it's not, because you
given
said
that they were going to specifically debunk me, Mark, you would expect them to produce the evidence that if they could produce it, did actually debunk me.
So Mark's gone from his best debunk for the lighthouse is it looks a bit blurry, have you got any more, to talking about this. This is the best Mark can do.
Right. The best I can do. What's the best you can do,
take a break. Mark.
The best I can do, Mark. Excellent question. The best I can do is identify the lighthouse for you, provide supporting evidence showing its shape, size and structure, and then point it out to you on the map on Google Earth. That's the best I can do to identify the lighthouse. And it's been done.
Possible we could hear for the little runt clown, Nathan?
You're being very, very ignorant, Mark.
Finish your clown makeup.
You have nothing. Nothing. So all you can do is add hom. That's all you've got. It's pathetic. You've got nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we're not talking about the chimney stack now, Mark. We're talking about a very specific location. We've identified it. We've shown you what it looks like in a photograph. We've shown you where it is on the map. We've done everything in our power to identify it for you. Your objection is it's a bit of a smudge. That's not very good objection, Mark. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mark. That's just not very good.
So you accept evidence you haven't took yourself now?
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the identifying marks that corroborate its location. That's what I'm looking at on screen right now.
So, right, you accept evidence that you haven't done yourself then, Nathan, yeah?
I've been involved in this. Ranty, have I been there while we've been doing this? I'm asking Ranty a question. Ranty, was I there while you were doing this?
No, Ranty isn't that.
Yes, you were, yeah.
Thank you, Mark. So I am involved. I have not just taken somebody's third-hand evidence. That's not what I have done.
That's third-party evidence, Nathan. And Riley admitted that when he first looked in the video, that he noticed there was land, and he said, look, I think that's Ireland. But then he changed his story and said that he didn't have the evidence, and then Ranty found the evidence. So he seems to have been mistaken, or is he lying again?
Yeah, and since then it's been dissected on about 35 shows, and now we're at the stage where we have looked at it in close detail. At the initial stages, why do you keep talking over me, Mark? Why? Is it because you are pathetic and you have nothing to challenge this week? All you can do is talk over us and ad hom? Is that all you've got?
Well, how is it an ad hom? You just admitted that Riley's lying.
No, you're trolling, Mark. You're doing nothing but trolling. You have nothing.
So
you've got nothing.
When it's your platform.
Come back when you've got something to debunk this lighthouse, Mark, because at the moment you've got nothing but your opinion.
Nathan, can I hold you accountable for his lies then? Because it's your platform.
Mark, take a break.
Mark, you don't know what a lie is, Mark. Mark, tell us what a lie is.
It's you're a lie. You said in your hangout a couple of days ago.
Tell us what a lie is, Mark.
When you first took the video, you panned across and you see some land and you thought, wow,
Mark, tell us what a lie is.
It could be Ireland. But then, before, a couple of weeks ago, you said you gave the film to Ranty. And Ranty
tell us what a lie is,
and it was
Mark.
he who found the land. So
tell us what a lie is,
Mark.
Mark.
To be very clear. You don't seem to be very clear
Mark,
on that,
tell us what a lie is.
To deliberately mislead people, no, Riley.
Right, you have to have the intention to deceive.
Yes, so what you're saying, you was confused.
I've been here for 20 shows with Nathan, and we've battered off all your ballers Does it look like I'm trying to deceive
So you're saying
anybody?
you were confused then, Riley?
I would say that you're the one that's trying to deceive people by preaching nonsense without any evidence whatsoever and
you
believing
denying
that
you said
everybody's
that,
just
Riley?
going to accept
So you
it.
denying you said that, Riley?
Try and focus on the evidence we're talking about, Mark. This is something that's had evidence to support it. Let's not focus on the man. Let's focus on the evidence. It's in front of you on screen and you seem to be ignoring it.
That's what you do.
You're ignoring the evidence. That's what you're doing. How you doing, Steve? Good to have you. Hold on, Mark. Hold on. Let me just do an intro. Hold on. Hold on.
They're not honest.
Mark. How you doing, Steve?
I can't make a point.
Hold on, Mark. Mark.
Interrupt me. Okay.
How you doing, Steve? Good to have you.
I'm doing great.
Good to have you.
I'm doing great on this fine morning.
What's up? What's up, man? What's up, man?
So
bringing in the truth from the street this Monday morning. It's a rainy Monday morning on the street, but we're bringing you the truth, man. The truth.
All right. So can we just rewind it a bit and go back to the whole chimney thing? The chimney that we don't know what it is, but it's a chimney. Can we talk about that?
Not really, no.
We're
not talking about that for a while. We're talking about the south.
It's a chimney. It's a chimney.
Have you identified it, Steve? Have you identified it? Steve,
identified it.
Have you identified it?
Is that the chimney?
Have you identified it?
Well, you're saying it's a chimney.
I'm asking you if you have identified it.
I've identified it. It's a smudge.
No.
You
I
haven't.
don't know what it is, but
neither have we.
It's a chimney.
Right, we have, on the other hand, Steve,
So why are you
identified
calling
this
it a
here
chimney,
lighthouse.
Nathan, if you don't
We've
know?
identified this lighthouse, though, Steve. We will concede that you don't know, and we don't know what that stack is.
Well, you've just So shall we we'll just glance over the chimney then. We'll just
You've just conceded you don't know what it is. I can concede the same. Let's move on. You want to talk about something you don't know what it is? I don't know what it is. I don't want to do that. Neither does Ranty. We do know what this lighthouse is. Do you understand that?
Why would you call it a chimney in the first place?
Do you understand what I've just said to you?
That's disingenuous.
Do you understand that we do know what this lighthouse is, Steve?
Yeah.
Got anything to challenge that?
Yes.
Anything to challenge that, my friend?
Lighthouse.
Let's see you challenge that.
What's wrong with these locations on here? Would you agree they're all matching up? Simple question.
Long pause from Steve.
No. No.
Okay,
don't.
tell us why. The mic's all yours.
Because they don't.
So you've got an opinion like Mark, because they just don't. Wow. Amazing debunking from Steve.
It's just as much
fantastic debunking, Steve. Do you want to know something, Steve? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
From Ireland. You can see a chimney from Ireland.
So back on the chimney that we've just conceded neither of us know what it is. Well done, Steve. What a wanker.
Thank you very much, Nathan. I appreciate that.
Whoa, down a bit there, please, Nathan. We will not have no swearing on this channel.
I'll do whatever I like, Mark. If you swear, I'll kick your ass out quicker than you can believe. But I'll do words I damn well choose.
Do not swear, Nathan.
No, you don't swear, Mark. I can do as I like.
I'd like to put the camera on, Nathan, so we can see how angry you are at the moment. That would be very good for the comedy value of this channel.
Ballers don't want to talk about this.
Wait, what's this channel?
Talk about this. Talk about this image.
The clown.
No, it's education, apparently.
Clown choo-choo train.
It's not comedy or entertainment.
So, yes, let's just get some clarity. Mark wants me on camera. So let's turn Mark right down and say that the situation is as follows, Mark. We have identified the lighthouse. Now it's down to you to debunk it. So far, not so good. So far, we've got Steve saying, I don't think it's a lighthouse. And we've got Mark going, I don't think it's a lighthouse. That's pretty poor, guys. So if you think I'm angry, you're very much mistaken. But over to you to debunk it. Angry, you're very much mistaken.
Okay, it's been debunked, Nathan.
That's the best you can do. Just claim it's been debunked. Well done.
Well, yeah. Well, you just claim something. I can claim something as well. Or are you saying there's another double standard?
Well, we're claiming it with evidence.
We're claiming it with evidence, precisely. There's the evidence. It's on screen.
What evidence?
You can see it. Are you blind? Have you not got your screen share up? Are you like Rumpus and you can't use Hangouts? What's your problem? Can you not see? I'm asking you a direct question. Can you see what's on screen?
For comedy value.
Can you see what's on screen? Yes or no?
What, the blobs?
No, this is called evidence. We are demonstrating
No,
with
there's
Google
blobs.
Earth on the top
It's
layer
blobs. It's
what
blobs,
landmarks match up
It's
with
bl-
what.
It's blibbity blobs, Nathan.
Just blibbity blobs. Wonderful debunking.
Blibbity blobs.
So, if you were ever in any doubt about whether or not we see Ireland at 145 miles, go to Mark's channel, Conclusive Debunking. It's blibbity blobs.
Well, I don't have to go to my channel or do it now. That is not Ireland. We do not see 145
Case closed, guys. Let's go home. Case closed. Mark's done it. Mark's debunked it. Blibbity blobs, guys. He only needed 2 words. They weren't even in English.
On what you can see on your image.
Runty run.
Who's the authority?
It's a
We
photograph.
speak to the
You understand what a photograph
Yeah,
is? Who's the authority on photography? It's just a photograph.
You can see in your image.
Do you understand what a photograph is, Steve? It's just a photo. We're just looking at a photo and identifying what's on it.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah, so who's the authority on identifying what's on it?
You can
Well,
be.
anybody can
You
be.
can be.
You could if you want. I can send you the image.
Wait a
and you
minute.
can just
Wait,
identify
so
it. It's
who
really
put this
simple.
stuff on here? Was this just these
Anybody can be the
circles
authority on what matches with what visually, Steve.
names of
You can be the
places
authority and debunk it, my
objects?
friend. You can have
Well,
that
I'm not the
moment.
authority
You can be
because
the man that
I
says,
can
we
make
got
this
it wrong,
image.
because you can do it better.
I didn't claim that. I'm just saying that.
You just want to come and
Who's the-
say no
I'm
at
just
N
asking.
because you're a moron. Yeah, you just want to come and say no at N. It's
because I'm a
blibbity
moron.
blobs. Yeah, you want to talk about the stack at the other end of the island that we know neither of us know about. Yeah, we know your game, Steve. We spot it. You have nothing like Mark. If you want to
with the
debunk
ad-hoc,
this,
Nathan?
see if you can do. So far, the benchmark has been set
Okay.
by Mark.
Nathan, what's
So
with the
far,
ad-hoc?
the benchmark has been set as it's blibbity blobs. Let's see if Steve can do better.
Blibbity
Nathan,
blobs.
what's with the ad hoc?
Blippity blobs.
That was a factual statement. The benchmark has been set by
Blibbity
Mark.
blobs,
The
blibbity
debunking
blobs.
thus far has been it's blibbity blobs. That was a quote.
I mean, look at it. It's a lighthouse. Why are you an utter moron? Been a great show, Nathan. I just love this show. I mean, I've actually cancelled Comedy Central since your channel started. I'd like to thank you for that.
You should put it under comedy in the categories.
Blibbity blobs, blibbity blobs. Can we talk, in a chance we can, you're a bit boring now, Nathan. You seem to be getting angry. Can we talk to one of the other clowns? One of the many clowns that you have on there? Is the fathead clown here? Call him fathead.
Yeah, I'm here, Mark.
Hey, what's up, fathead?
Just waiting for you to
So
come
is
up
it
with some
true
decent
then,
evidence to debunk me.
Riley, your girlfriend, wife, whatever you want to call her, doesn't believe in the flat earth either?
It's got nothing to do with flat Earth, Mark.
But
You
she
got a wife,
doesn't
Mark?
believe you, don't know. She doesn't believe you because you told us this, so it's not something I'm just declaring. You've told us that she doesn't believe in it, didn't you? Didn't you, Riley?
No, that's not what I said, Mark.
Yeah, it is. Are you feeding
No,
your
it
face
isn't.
again?
Have you got any evidence of that, Mark?
How many tons of cattle feed do you have to eat a day to keep your weight up? Right.
These are
You're
fruit
always eating
shortcakes.
on these shows. You
They're
think it's really attractive to listen to a fat person eat.
Sorry, Mark. I've got cake in my
Sorry, I
mouth
nipped
now.
away. We're back to ad hom, or has Mark got something to debunk this? Oh, Tony,
Hey,
new
there
guest.
you are.
How you doing, Tony?
At home?
Hey,
What, you're not a
hey, guys.
moron, Nathan?
Hey, can you put those 3 pictures back up, please? Of the 1, 2, 3. I would like to try to debunk it,
Go ahead.
please.
Floor's all yours.
I needed the ones with the 3 layers that you had up that you were telling Mark to debunk. Please.
Hang on. With the places on.
All right. Whoa, I don't see them. Where are they? All right, can you go to the right? Go more. Are you trying to tell me that matches right there?
Yeah,
Go more to
that's
the
the
right.
lighthouse. That's the lighthouse on Google Earth.
No, I'm talking about the mountains. Look at no, I'm talking about the mountains. Go more to the right.
Oh no, the mountains don't match because parallax is different, isn't it, when you get closer?
Oh, the mountains don't match. Okay. All right, that's it. Bye, guys.
See ya.
See ya. That's the best
No,
he's
that's
got.
why we did the
Tony.
hangout.
Anybody
That's why we did the
understand?
Yeah,
hangout.
that's why we
Debunk.
did yesterday's hangout, correct.
So have you got any
Go
other
watch
evidence?
yesterday's hangout.
Have you got any other evidence now that your evidence has been debunked?
Well, that's what you call debunking, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man, that's not debunking. That's just showing a failing in not understanding.
What
how
is that what you
parallax
call
works.
evidence? You're not a moron, Riley. You're a moron.
Yeah, I'm not a moron, Mark.
You're a moron, Riley.
So yeah, back to ad hom then. I was right.
Well, you've been doing the ad hom, Nathan, so is it double standards again?
What kind of parallax is this? Is this left, right? What's going on?
Parallax. You can solve parallax with a couple of
Yeah, we've got a new guest. How you doing, Warren?
What's
I'm
parallax?
good, thank
That's
you.
a
How are you?
parallaxative.
Call me
I don't know,
Was.
Steve's talking over you. I can't hear you. Say again, Warren. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Call me Was.
Good to have you, Was.
So where
I think are
you on the ball
something,
side or are you on the flat side? Was
Well, I got to say, I go with the ball.
Okay.
okay.
I'll
Have
go
you
with
been
the
keeping
ball.
up to date
The ball.
with the flat Earth debate.
Can I ask you a question then, Was? Why can we see Ireland at 145 miles
Yep.
and a lighthouse at 51 miles?
I don't know. I
It
don't
should
know.
be obscured by Earth curve.
We can't.
Sorry,
Otherwise
we
you could be able
can't.
to
Was
provide loads of
Mark's
different
piping up
pictures.
again
But-
when we've got a new guest? But Mark says we
But
can't. Can we just show the lighthouse?
Why, when
just
we
for
look at the
Mark's
moon,
benefit?
it looks curved?
Mark's denial. Can we just show the lighthouse that we can see that Mark says we can't? Thank you. There we go, Mark. We
How
can
far's
see
the
it.
lighthouse, Nathan?
There we go.
How far's the lighthouse, Nathan?
I was speaking to Was actually,
51.2
Mark,
miles.
but just to clarify your
So
interjection.
it's not 145 miles.
That's our
is it, Nathan?
assertion,
You're not
Mark.
a moron, mate.
Yes, we've had your ad hom. If you continue,
not a
I'll eject
moron.
you. We've got a new
You're a
guest
moron.
tonight.
Mark, do you understand that?
Mark,
if
I'm
that
going to
is the
eject you if you
lighthouse-
keep interrupting
Guys,
this guest.
Moron.
Oh,
You
you can't be a
moron.
moron because they're from
Yeah.
outer space.
So yeah,
This is crazy, guys.
trying to hear Was.
Yep. Welcome to the show.
Was maybe you could tell us if
G'day, fellas.
if we've misidentified this lighthouse. Perhaps you could maybe either correct what our misperceptions, or perhaps maybe you could explain how we can see so far on a ball where we shouldn't see anything.
No, I can't explain it.
Neither can we, but we just see evidence that we're presented with that appears to match the idea that we may not live on a ball. And Mark thinks that that's totally
Yes.
unacceptable, but isn't able to produce any evidence
Yes,
to suggest
yeah.
for why it's wrong.
No, what you're presenting looks like a flat. Looks like we live on a flat.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so
It's
what
interesting.
you're saying that because you can see Langness Lighthouse, that means that the Earth is flat?
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Because if you go and draw a line from the place where you were on Google Maps or Google Earth,
Yeah.
which is what you're
Yeah.
citing as your the model that you're testing, you can
Yeah,
draw a line straight to that lighthouse, no problem, and there's nothing in the way. So next.
Sorry, I don't really understand your objection. You're
just-
saying that because we have a
What?
direct line of sight with it,
Well,
we
if you
shouldn't
get
see it.
yeah, direct line of sight.
Yeah, we do have a
Well,
direct line
we're
of sight
saying
with
we
it.
can see it
but
because we have a
only
direct
if.
line
Hold
of
on, let me
sight.
just clarify this for Steve. We have a direct line of sight with it only if we are on a plane. Do you understand that, Steve?
Okay, so what? Okay, so what are you basing that on?
The fact that if you are on a sphere, it would be around the backside of that sphere and blocked by a wall of it. Hold on,
what?
Steve, I'm clarifying
Round
it
the
for
back-
you.
wait,
Steve,
wait,
shut up and let
you
me
saying that
clarify. You've
we're
asked me a
the
question.
opposite sides of the
Shut
sphere?
up!
Are you
So,
crazy?
we have direct
to
line of
choose your
sight
word.
if we are on a plane. If we are on a sphere, it is blocked by a wall of Earth curve and on the other side of that curved sphere. Therefore, we cannot see it. Do you understand?
No.
Yes, I thought that would be the answer. You don't understand. Good. Maybe
Alright.
Mark can call you a moron
what
for
bit
us.
of the ball bit
What?
don't you understand, Steve?
Why
call
would
you
the
a moron,
curve
Nathan.
be a
You're a
wall?
moron.
Where is
Right.
the wall?
It's okay, Mark. You don't need to get basic geometry from me.
You're a moron, Nathan. A moron.
Go and
What
figure
kind
out
of
how your
wall
sphere you
is
think you
this,
live on works, you
Nathan?
idiot. Go and figure out how a sphere works. You're an idiot. If you don't understand why there
If
should
you
be a
don't
wall,
understand how a
if you
sphere
don't
works,
understand
'cause the
why there
Earth
should
is
be a
flat.
wall,
Nathan,
sorry,
is there a
maybe
word such-
just
is there
for
such a word
Steve's
as
benefit,
hologrammatic,
just for
Nathan?
Steve's benefit, can you bring the Metabunk calculator and its diagram up
Nathan,
for me,
is there a
please,
word
somebody?
called hologrammatic?
It's all right. I'm going to explain it to Steve because he doesn't understand
Nathan, remember
the
when you
physics
told
of a
me
Bring the
sphere.
about
Metabunk
word
It's okay,
hologrammatic?
Steve. I'm going to explain it to you rather than just condescend you. I'm going to show
Explain
you.
me the
I
thing
am.
that you don't understand or
I
believe.
am, if you will let me.
You're a moron.
So this lighthouse is supposed
it's okay,
to be
Steve. Just have
on
a
the
little
other
bit of
side
patience.
the ball
No
from me?
more questions. Why is there a wall of earth curve in the way? Was your question? Now I'm going to attempt to
Nathan,
answer that
make sure you
question
tell
for you,
everybody that there is
Steve.
no
If you
environmental
will
data
allow
to
me,
do
I will try and answer it. So, do you see where it says obscured X?
What does that mean,
Mark,
Nathan?
it's okay, Mark. We'll get to you next. Do you
Go on, try
understand
and understand
what I've asked you, Steve? Do you see position obscured X? Okay,
Yeah,
Mark, I've asked you if
obscured
you
X
won't.
sounds like
Mark,
a
I've
cool
warned
band
you
name.
once. If you keep interrupting, I'm going to eject you.
What, you don't want me to understand?
I don't want you to interrupt. Am I talking to Steve or you?
I thought he was talking to all of us.
I'm talking to Steve. Specifically,
It's open
Steve.
to everyone, man. There's like 100 people back there in the audience.
Okay, just you, Steve. Do you see obscured X on screen?
Yes, I do.
The bottom arrow of obscured X is where this lighthouse is. Obviously not to scale. Do you understand that that is the position for demonstration purposes I'm going to be placing the lighthouse? Yes or no? Do you understand this?
Well, what are you talking about, dude?
Okay, that's a no. I give up.
The lighthouse
Are
is
clearly
on land,
a
which is raised
moron.
up from the,
I am
from the
asking you if
sea,
you can see where a
and
mouse
then
pointer
also-
is, and you're saying, well,
also
maybe.
The lighthouse is a tower, right? And there's a light on top of it.
Yes.
So
okay, right.
yeah,
So do you
it's
see where
designed so
obscured
ships
X
can
is?
see it,
Let's pretend
so-
that the top of the lighthouse is where the letter
know-
X is. Do you see where the letter X is?
Yeah.
Right. Imagine for a moment that that is the tower that is the lighthouse. Do you understand?
Okay. Imagine
Right.
an X.
Now, do you understand that this bulge is in the way? Yes or no?
No.
Well,
It's
then
not to
you
scale.
are stupid.
Wait. So how big is that, dude?
How
Like,
you
far?
are a moron. This is very simple.
Nathan, you do realise he's
So where's the
trolling
wall
you, right?
then? I can't see the wall.
No, I actually don't think he is trolling. Most of the people watching this do not understand how the
can't see
physics
the
of their
wall,
own world
Nathan.
works.
Nathan,
This
can
is
I
becoming
have a
more
go?
and more obvious as time goes by
Nathan,
that
can I
people
have a
like
go? Can
Steve
you start again and
literally
explain it to
do
me?
not understand the
Nathan.
physics of what it takes to live on a sphere. That's
Can I
why
have a
people
go,
like
Nathan,
Mark
please?
laugh at me and say, we're not seeing holograms, because he
Nathan.
doesn't understand the physics of his sphere either.
Nathan, can you explain it to me? Maybe I'll be able to understand it. 'cause I'm
No,
from the
Mark,
street.
it's not my
I'm
job to
from the
explain to
street.
morons how their fantasy world works.
Oh, well, that's not very nice, Nathan. That's an ad hom, isn't it?
Yeah, an
You
ad
said
hom
ad
that's
homs are
just
bad.
been demonstrated by by Steve, not comprehending simple
Right,
depictions. That demonstrates the
depictions.
audience that
Nathan,
you are
I can't
both
say, is there a
morons.
word-
The
is
fact
there
that
such a
you
word
tell
called
me they're not
hologrammatic?
holograms tells me you are a moron.
Nathan, is there a word called hologrammatic?
Yeah, hologrammatic projections of the land, Mark. That's correct.
Hologrammatic. Okay. Can you provide the definition for that word, please?
Yeah, that's what we are seeing when something is obscured and we still
Well, no,
see it.
Nathan,
Like
there's
this
no such
lighthouse.
word,
If
Nathan.
you believe, like a fantasist,
There's no such
that you live
word,
on a
Nathan.
sphere, then it
There's no such
necessitates
word,
it being
Nathan.
projected up behind
There's no
the
such
wall
word, Nathan.
that is being blocked. Simple.
There's
Hang on,
no
hang on.
such word.
Hang on, is
Nathan.
Mark saying that there's
No,
no
so
such
with all
word as
due respect,
hologrammatic?
right,
Steve
you
doesn't
shouldn't
understand
be
that there's a
showing me
wall
that
in the
and
way.
explain to me
Mark
what's on
doesn't
there
understand
because
that they
you're
have to
not
be
the
holograms.
authority on the
Mark doesn't
spinning
understand his
ball
own
Earth
sphere,
model.
neither does Steve.
So
They're both
you
idiots.
can't. You can't. Apparently, you're the authority on the flat Earth models. You can tell me about that, but you can't tell me.
Yes,
and
on a
educate
flat
me.
plane we see stuff because nothing's blocking the way. It's very simple.
Oh wow. Okay, we see stuff. Well done.
Yeah, we do. Like in this
Great.
photograph.
Steve, it's
do you
kind of
understand
important
that
to
we can
concept
see
of
the stuff in the
sphere.
photograph, Steve? Yes or no? Can you appreciate there are things there that we can see?
Oh yeah, dude. Like,
Do
if
you
I didn't-
appreciate
if I didn't see
also that
anything-
we should not be able to see them if we live on a sphere?
No, that's not right. That's not right.
Sorry, Mark. Do you understand,
lie.
Steve? Yes
There's
or
a
no?
line.
That we should not see them
Look at
if
that
we
red
live on a
line.
sphere. Do you
There's
understand that?
nothing
Yes
there.
or no? The answer's
No,
already
that's
been
not right,
answered.
no.
You don't understand it.
There's no there's no wall.
Well,
of
dude,
Earth-
we don't.
of
Where's
whatever it
the
is.
wall? There is no wall. We
Where's
see
the
it.
wall of Earth
That's
curve?
the problem. There isn't anything obscuring our view, and there absolutely must be if you live on a sphere.
There must be.
Yes,
No, that's not
that
true,
the
Nathan.
physics
Then
You
dictates
don't
that.
understand the sphere, Nathan.
I've tried to explain the physics and you didn't understand, Steve.
No,
so
you
it's a
don't
bit of a
understand
pointless
it, Nathan,
conversation
because
now
there's nothing
because
that's
you are a
global.
moron and don't get it.
No,
Thing called
there's nothing
looming
in the
and a thing
global
called
model
mind
that
he
says
is-
they can't
he is
see
actually
that,
thick.
Nathan.
I thought he was trolling you, but he doesn't get it.
Misunderstanding. I'm trying to help
No,
you
that's what I was trying to
understand.
say. He's not being. He's
But
not
there's
trolling.
nothing-
He genuinely doesn't
there's
understand, and
nothing
neither
in the
does
globe
Mark.
model
He's
that
like, "What
we
do you mean
can't
there should be a
For all
wall
this
in the
time,
way?
Steve, I
What do you
thought
mean there
were
should be
actually one of the people
holograms?
that argued in
They're not
favour of the
holograms.
wall
These people don't
based on
understand their own
knowledge,
world.
knowledge
Says
or
we can't see
experience,
that,
but I
mate.
realise that you're absolutely talking nonsense.
Why
You don't
don't you
actually get what
understand
you're
that?
supposed to be seeing.
Why can't you understand it, Nathan?
I do understand it
no,
implicitly. We see this stuff because
Well,
we live on a
why do you
flat
keep
plane.
saying that it
Oh, Mark,
shouldn't
you've
be
given me
seen?
10
Because
seconds to
it
speak,
says
have
that
you?
it can be seen.
Can't help interrupting me.
model-
You've asked me a
globe model
question,
says
Mark,
it
and now I'm
can be seen,
answering and you're
Nathan.
interrupting.
Well, you're interrupting me, Nathan. I'm trying to tell you that the globe model says we can see that.
Why can't we see the beaches?
No,
I mean,
Mark, incorrect.
We can see
That's
the
why
No,
Rumpus
it's not
keeps coming
incorrect.
back.
It's refraction,
Because the
Nathan.
Mark, that's incorrect. The globe
No,
is
it's not
failing,
incorrect, Nathan. No, it's
failing to bring these things back.
not. No, it's not.
Time
Nathan. It's
and
called
time
refraction,
again.
Nathan. Refraction
Yes,
is
Mark.
a thing.
Maybe okay. No, Mark. If you want to challenge that, please pick a landmark and let's do the maths on it.
Refraction is a thing, Nathan.
No,
You agree
Mark.
refraction
You've just
is
made a
thing.
claim that this stuff should not be obscured by Earth curve. Let's put that to the test.
Nathan.
Are you going to put
agree
that to the test, Mark, or are you just going to make an assertion
Well-
without evidence?
Well, no, I'm trying to.
I'm trying to. Let's pick a landmark
just
and
trying to
test
make
your
sure that
claim.
you understand.
Let's pick a landmark and test
can't
your
talk to a
claim.
moron, Nathan, if you
Lies
don't
of man.
understand.
Not lies.
So you
We're
agree
making
that
this
refraction is
clear
a thing?
with evidence and facts.
So do
Mark's
you
now
agree-
claimed that this
You-
stuff
you
shouldn't
agree
be
that,
blocked by Earth
refraction is a
curve.
thing,
Let's
Nathan?
test it. Let's test your assertion, Mark.
So do you agree refraction is a thing, Nathan?
Mark, we are counting for a fraction in the mathematics that you're going to do if you just
no,
pick...
you're counting for standard refraction.
Oh, right. So you understand non-standard refraction, do you, Mark?
Yes.
Explain it.
It bends things up. Makes things visible that we shouldn't see. I'll quote the Chicago skyline in that famous picture that was shown on the news in America.
And why would we need that if we can already see these
that's
things?
my-
Hold on,
that's
Mark.
my
I don't
evidence.
understand why we need standard refraction. We can already see them, can we not?
Well, no, because the refraction isn't the same all the time, Nathan.
Why do we need non-standard or standard refraction? Why is it required in this
Because
circumstance, Mark?
standard just applies for an average, Nathan.
No, Mark. The reason you need non-standard refraction maths is because these things cannot be seen. They are obscured by
That's not
Earth
right.
wall.
That's not correct, Nathan. So you misunderstood. See, this is your problem, Nathan. See, I think you misunderstand everything about the globe model. That's why you keep saying stupid things that only a moron would say, Nathan. And I understand that you've got your child with you. So is it possible I could speak to a fathead or Arwinji or no, not Arwinji because he's just.
It's okay, Mark.
talking to him.
You don't
No,
understand
Mark, I
the
don't know
physics of
what
your
you're
sphere.
saying. Your
The
child seems to be
reason
sounding a little bit
non-standard
distressed,
refraction has been applied
Nathan,
is
because you
because
keep
it is
shouting.
Let me have Mark.
obscured
Let me
by
have him.
Earth curve,
So
Mark.
let me. Can I talk to fathead, Nathan, please?
Talk to whoever you want.
Yeah, let me speak. Let me
Okay,
speak
all right,
with
fathead,
Mark for a
you there,
minute,
fathead?
Nathan.
Call in fathead number one.
So, Mark, what do you think you bring to the table to today's conversation?
I'll bring myself. What do you bring apart from lies and dishonesty?
Evidence.
No, you haven't produced no evidence. If you produced evidence, you would have
Yeah,
took
we
it
have
to someone.
produced evidence, Mark.
If you'd have brought
Yeah, we have
evidence,
produced
you would have
evidence,
took it
Mark.
to someone that could
No, Mark.
that could
We've produced
further
evidence, Mark.
further your community
No, Mark. We've produced
wishes,
evidence.
but you haven't.
No, but Mark, we've
Why is
produced you
that?
evidence, and it shows that we can see stuff.
Why is that?
shouldn't
All right,
be
well,
seen.
provide me one other picture from St. Bees with an elevation of 35 to 50 feet, which you claim you was at, of Ireland, and I will sing now. Blessed to the Lord, the earth is flat. Can you do that, please?
I just want to point out for a second that
Well, hang on, you don't have a voice at the moment. You don't
lies
understand
is an anagram of isle.
spherical
Yeah, you
So,
don't understand
it's
simple
lies of man.
spherical physics, Mark. I've forgotten your name already because you're that
Spherical
important, Steve. You don't understand the sphere,
forgot my-
Steve.
you
So
apparently
Not nice,
forgot-
Nathan.
I forgot your name because it was that
forgot- you
unimportant
forgot
to the
my name.
conversation.
Not nice.
Right,
It's
so
bringing you
Mark,
truth from the
if I was
street,
to
bro.
show you all the
Bringing it from
information,
the street,
would you
from the
accept
club,
it, or
from
would
the
you
street,
just
from the
You
dismiss
forgot my
it?
from the
name,
street,
but
man.
somehow you can remember spherical trigonometry that you.
Anyway, we was talking to
don't believe.
Fathead. Is Fathead still there? Calling Fathead
Yeah,
number
we've
one.
just demonstrated to the audience, Steve, that you don't understand that there's a wall of Earth blocking the way. So yeah, you don't really have a horse in this race, my friend. You've demonstrated your stupidity plenty.
I don't think we make.
Yeah, you've already
Well,
demonstrated how
Steve,
stupid you are, Steve.
what evidence
so
do
thank
you
you for
accept
that.
that we live on a ball,
Be a
Steve?
hump, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Steve. It would be a hump, and it would obscure what you see, and we shouldn't see it. Do you understand what that means?
Well, we can see it.
Correct.
That's the problem.
That's the problem for the globe,
That's
Steve.
not a problem.
That's a big problem.
That's a feature.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It directly
feature.
contradicts the geometric size of the Earth that you think we live on.
That's a feature
That is a problem.
of living on a ball.
A feature of living on a ball is that things don't get obscured by the ball. That's arse about
Because of
face, I'm afraid,
refraction,
Steve.
No, it's not true, Nathan.
Yeah,
Why
but
do you keep
refraction,
saying
like,
things that aren't
there's no
true,
evidence
Nathan?
to support
You can't
refraction
see
ever.
you
It
can't
seems to
explain
make me believe that you're being dishonest as well. I don't want to think that of you, Nathan, because I quite like you. You are quite a funny guy.
Oh, too late.
What evidence have you got, Mark, that anything was ever brought back from behind a curve using refraction only?
The Chicago skyline.
No, that's not refraction, though, is it, Mark?
Well, what do you mean it's not refraction? What, so you can see it every day? So can you see me? Can you show me 365 pictures of it then, please?
Mark,
Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Del. Beyond the imaginary curve, our buddy.
No,
you don't know.
Chicago. I'm talking about the Chicago skyline. Clown.
No, Mark, you don't understand that you use refraction in the context of it bringing things up from behind a curve. However, refraction in its normal context, it's never bent round any shape of any curve. It simply distorts what we see. Excuse me.
Right. So can you show me the 365 pictures of the Chicago skyline, please?
So you'd rather look at Chicago than this picture of the Isle of Man because you've got nothing.
364.
Yeah.
Sorry, was you talking, Nathan?
Yeah, I was. Mark, you've got nothing for the Isle of Man, so you want to move the conversation onto a completely different image.
We're talking about refraction, and I'm giving you an example of refraction.
So, okay, demonstrate in the image of the Isle of Man, which is the contentious image at the moment, where the refraction lies. You demonstrate how Ireland is being projected up from 145 miles away, above 3 miles of Earth curve. Can you explain that to me, Mark?
So I wasn't listening. You was interrupting me.
We know you weren't listening, Mark. Right, so Mark, can you tell me about any part of the science behind the bending of light?
Sorry, Fathead, can you say it again?
It's a disc head.
Can you tell us any part of the science of the bending of light?
Why do I need to know the science?
Well, you're citing refraction is the cause of the things that we see, and I don't think that you understand what refraction actually is.
Right. Okay, it's the bending
of light. Any part of science?
It's the bending of light.
He doesn't think
it's bending of the medium.
All right.
All Riley just asserted was that he doesn't think that you know what it is.
This is coming from the street, man. This is coming from the rough end of the street. We're bringing you the truth from the street.
All right, let me put some words in your mouth, Mark, and perhaps you can tell me which one is correct and which one is wrong.
Bro.
The bending of light is the application of Snell's law.
I believe it's the bending of the medium as it goes.
Mark, answer the question. Just say which one is correct and which one is wrong. The bending of light is the application of Snell's law, or the bending of light is the application of Fermat's principle on the trajectory of light. Which is which, Mark, in the context of refraction?
Which is which? Well, Snell deals with different mediums.
Right. So do we have any different mediums in the atmosphere, Mark?
The other one, I can't remember the name of it now. It's just slipped my mind. If you want to remind me, I think that's describing the path light takes when it travels. Fermat's principle.
Yeah.
I think it's
so
called.
Fermat's principle on the trajectory of light states that
right?
light will take its quickest.
About that, then?
Mark.
Just to clarify for the audience.
No, Mark, listen.
So was I right about that then?
No, Mark, hang on, I'm speaking.
Fermat's
principle on the trajectory of light will take the fastest possible route. That's what it says.
That's what I just said to describing the path the light takes. Yes, I was right. Okay.
So that implies two things. One, that it'll go away from the denser air because we know that slows it down according to Snell's law. And two, that it has some element of consciousness because it chooses the fastest route. So,
it chooses
regards to Snell's law,
it's got consciousness.
It's not like electricity, dude.
So why does it go the fastest route then? Because that would imply that it goes against, it repels against the denser route when according to Snell's law.
I can't move on till I just clarify this point here, Fathead. You just said light has got consciousness that it decides where it goes. Is that what you just said?
What happens to the people that are just happen to be on the path where the slow light goes? Does the light? Does there no light get to them then? Because it just goes, oh fuck that! It's just gonna take too long. I'll just go the other way.
Talking to Mark.
So did you honestly just say though that light's got consciousness and it decides where it goes? That's what you just said, isn't it?
Mark, listen. Let me clarify because you've obviously misunderstood. Fermat's principle on the trajectory of light states that it will take the fastest possible route. That implies a direct contradiction with Snell's law, which says it'll bend into the more denser light. But if Fermat's principle states that it'll take the fastest possible route, that indicates that it's repelling against the denser, so it must have an element of consciousness.
Bit of a boob.
So Mark, is there any chance you can wait till the end of the explanation before you start interrupting it and asking questions about something you don't understand? Why is it you're asking him questions mid-sentence? Why is it that you're asking him questions mid-sentence while he's literally giving you the definition? You're demonstrating that you don't understand it while he's actually speaking.
So what does that mean, Nathan? What does the light bends into the light mean, Nathan?
Right, Mark, let me start again, because you're not listening, and I want you to answer me specifically. Okay? It's straightforward. Mark, on the ball model, we're told that it's the application.
All right, so who removes me?
I did, for swearing.
I only swore once.
Yeah, and I'll eject you again. Don't swear on the shows. You've been here before. You know the rules. Don't swear. Simple.
Mark? On your version of refraction, bending light from behind the curve, it states that we apply Snell's law. It requires a change in medium, and there is no change in medium. So it's argued that there's an isotropic change in medium, which is nonsense.
I just want to clarify something, though.
Don't wait till the end. How ignorant do you have to be?
Well, I just want to clarify.
Well, don't wait till the end.
Mark, Snell's law requires a change in medium, and we know there is no change in medium because it's terrestrial. Okay, there is none. So it's argued that there is an isotropic change in medium because of the water vapor that goes up through the atmosphere through the process of evaporation. However, water vapor is less dense than the air it's in. That's why it's rising. So if the light's going through the atmosphere but it hits less dense air, it's going to bend it down according to your principle, right? Is that agreed?
Right. So where's the source of the light, Riley?
No, stay on topic, Mark.
No, I want to clarify something. I was told to wait till the end, so I'm waiting till the end. Where's the source of the light?
Not the end. He's trying to get a concession from you so he can move on with the rest of the
Nathan,
points.
You're not
it's not as simple, Mark. When you're having to explain something to somebody, Mark, when you're having to explain something to somebody,
Nathan, can you
when you're having to explain something to you, you have to get a concession that they understand what's been explained to that point. It's really simple. He has to get a concession from you. He's mid-sentence, Mark.
There's vein popping out of your head again, Nathan.
There's no veins popping out of my head. I'm trying to get you to try and understand something that you're interjecting, like you're doing now, mid-sentence.
Mark, you're just trolling.
He's saying that there's no change in medium. Asking to clarify where the source of light is, because the source of light obviously isn't in our atmosphere.
Is on the terrestrial Earth.
So that means it's travelling in two different mediums, unless you're saying
Mark, I've given you your
the sun's in our atmosphere.
The source of the light is on the terrestrial plane, Mark. It's on the Earth.
It's not in the same atmosphere, though, is it?
Well, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it, Mark, if we're doing a terrestrial observation?
What? So you're saying that the sun is in the Earth's atmosphere, then?
I'm not talking about the sun,
Mark. I'm talking about the Isle of Man. We are not observing the sun, Mark. Hello?
You're talking about the source of the light, Nathan.
Yes, the source of the light is a reflection of the Isle of Man. The light is reflecting off objects on the Isle of Man. That's what's happening. They are reflecting off them and going towards the camera. That's how it works.
So Snell's law does apply then, because the sun is not in our atmosphere, so he was wrong. I just wanted to clarify that point.
Yeah, the items being photographed are in our atmosphere, Mark. That much is clear.
But the source of light isn't, is it? The source of light is outside, so the light has to travel in two different mediums, Nathan.
Mark,
please, come on.
Shut up
Don't
and
you
speak to me.
understand?
Stay on track.
Don't
Mark,
you even understand that
stay on track
basic
with me,
concept, Nathan?
Mark, stay on track with me. When the light gets into the atmosphere and it reaches either the lighthouse or your eye, if it stays in the atmosphere once it's got in here, it's terrestrial. Agreed?
Mediums, though, doesn't it?
Right. When it gets into the atmosphere and it stays in the atmosphere, Mark, there's no change in medium once it's in the atmosphere. In other words, when it's daylight, there's no change in atmosphere. There's no change in medium once the light's here. Agreed?
Is Riley.
Is it a yes or a no, Mark?
No, it's a no. There's two different mediums, Riley, and also Snell's law
when the
can
light
apply
gets to the
to the
Earth,
density
it
of
up
mediums.
into daylight. You think that when we see stuff, there becomes a change in medium?
No, the source of the light is outside our atmosphere, so it's travelled in two different mediums to reach here, and also Snell's law applies.
So we can apply Snell's law then when it comes into the atmosphere. But once it's in the atmosphere, Mark, does it change medium?
So it's okay for you to talk over me then, Ryan, is it? Okay,
yes or no? I'm asking the questions, and you're going to be applying the science. When the light gets to the atmosphere, it bends slightly.
Snell's law applies to density of mediums as well.
When the light hits the atmosphere and comes into it, the light bends slightly because of refraction, according to Snell's law. However, when it's in the atmosphere and stays in the atmosphere, because that gives us daylight, is there any change in medium, Mark?
Yes.
Where's the change in medium?
Between denser medium and less denser medium.
No, there's still the same medium, isn't it, Mark?
Applies for that.
No, it's still the same medium, though, isn't it, Mark? The pressure and anything to do with what's in the way is obstruction, Mark. It's not a change
well, you
in
can
medium.
deny it as much as you want, but science doesn't work like that. See, science is,
science
is done by people who know what they're talking about, and you don't know what you're talking
and it doesn't
about.
fit to do so, Mark, because the light doesn't bend and it doesn't change
no one describes it like that, Riley. Only you, and it's quite clear you haven't got the first clue about science.
No, Mark, there is no change in medium.
You thought sodium was salt, didn't you?
No, Mark, you understand what I'm saying. There is no change in medium.
Sodium, what? Liquid salt?
Mark, there's no change in medium when the light gets here. So how can Snell's law apply?
Yes, there is, because it's a denser medium. Two denser mediums, one dense and one less dense. It'd be like me describing the light passing between you and Ranty, one dense medium and one lesser dense medium.
Okay, so so how do we illustrate Snell's law then with regards to this change in medium that we do not observe? We use a piece of glass.
The density of the medium.
Yeah, so we use a piece of glass, we shine a torch through it, and it refracts the light, and we show two angles, one as it goes in and one as it comes out. Agreed?
Why are you shining it through a pane of glass?
Well, we're demonstrating the application of Snell's law as it bends into the denser medium,
demonstrate that in the
bends
atmosphere.
away from it. Right.
You could demonstrate that in the atmosphere.
The question is, Mark, what?
You could demonstrate that in the atmosphere.
No, we can't, because we don't have a change in medium that's 700 times more dense.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
Any evidence of a change in medium, Mark,
the
in the
people that
atmosphere?
have done the science regarding Snell's law, they classify a change in medium as between two density mediums. So
yeah, but the problem is, Mark, there is no change in medium.
You're misrepresenting it, Riley.
So what in the case of the picture of the Isle of Man? Sorry, Sleeping Warrior, we're going to end the show soon, so I just want to get clarity before we end. So where is this change of medium between Anthony Riley's observer position and the Isle of Man? Where is the change of medium?
What do you mean, where's the change?
It's a very simple question. Where between Anthony Riley... You've asked me to clarify, now you're talking over me, Mark. You seem to be unbelievably ignorant.
When I'm trying to answer, Nathan.
Yeah, you asked, and I'm now clarifying. So I'll ask the question again. Where between Anthony Riley's observer position and the targets he took photographs of is there a change in medium?
The air above the water.
No, Mark, it's still terrestrial, isn't it, Mark? There's no change in medium. We'll start off in the air, we go through the air, and we finish in the air. Where's the change? Oh, there isn't one. Therefore, Snell's law cannot apply.
And with
Sorry to cut you off, Ranty, because with that, I'm going to say, first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and sharing this show. If you didn't, be sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.